Well, the two teams are out on the pitch. The captain's about to conduct the toss with the referee tonight, who is John Busby. We've just heard the Janner song. If you don't know what a Janner is, it's basically somebody from Plymouth who is proud to be from Plymouth. Let's give you the two teams while the two captains are in the centre circle. For Argyle, there are two changes from last weekend's 1-0 defeat at West Bromwich Albion. In come Michael Obafemi and Rami Al-Haj, who makes his first start, the former Swedish under-21 international. So it's Dan Grimshaw in goal, a back four of Ballymumba on the left, Joe Edwards on the right, and in the middle, Lewis Gibson and Carnell Scooch. In midfield, Darko JB, Adam Randall, Morgan Whittaker will play out wide on the right. Michael Obafemi and Ryan Hardy expected to play together up front, which is a bit of a change from Wayne Rooney, who has been using just the one striker. And Rami Al-Haj, not quite sure where he's going to play at the moment. For Luton, Thomas Kaminski in goal, a back three of Teden Mengi, Mark McGuinness and Rhys Burke. Rue Walters, Tom Krause, Zach Nelson and Alfie Doughty in midfield. Jordan Clark, the captain, out wide on the right. Tahith Chong on the left. And Elijah Adebayo up front. So we're just about ready to get underway. It's a chilly evening in Plymouth. There was a bit of a heavy rain shower at about 5 o'clock. The pitch has been quite heavily watered as well. The pitch, which is in marvellous condition. And it is Luton Town, who tonight are playing in all white, who kick us off, and they are kicking from right to left as we look out from our position at the back of the Mayflower stand. Plymouth Argyle in their green shirts and white shorts. Plymouth 20th in the Championship, Luton in 15th place. A win for either side would see them move up considerably in the Championship standings ahead of the rest of the weekend's fixtures. It's picked up on the far side by Zach Nelson. Nelson going forward into the penalty area, but he can't find a way through, and Ballymumba will bring it forward now for Plymouth Argyle. Argyle with Wayne Rooney standing down below us on the edge of his technical area, arms folded in a black jacket that reaches down just past his waist, and it's a back pass from Argyle. Dan Grimshaw will clear it right-footed into the Luton half, away by Mark McGuinness, who is a giant defender in the centre of the trio at the back for Luton Town. Joe Edwards at right back, the captain, lays it back to Grimshaw. Edwards, who's been very, very impressive for Argyle this season, and to think that he might have been out of the door last season under Ian Foster. It's a ball out wide to the left, can't be kept in play by Obafemi, and here's Chris Ewolowo.
Well, at the minute, John, I think both teams in possession just haven't been good enough. It's a little bit 100 mile an hour. That's when you just need that player just to put his foot on the ball, slow things down, see a picture, and just keep possession of the ball, get those little short passes in, and then grow, get a foothold in a game.
Zach Nelson fouled inside his own half, so it's a free kick to Luton, about 6 paces or so inside their own half, out wide on the right-hand side. No sign of Rob Edwards as yet, the Luton coach. Here's McGuinness in the centre of the three, out wide to this near side to Teden Mengi. Doughty on the left wing, lays it forward down the left wing, looking for Chong to chase, but he can't get there because Carnell Scooch is there first, the Hungarian defender. He gets it back off the goalkeeper and clears it upfield down this near side, the Argyle right, and in the end it comes off Darko JB.
You know, when Alfie Doughty has so much time and space, I think that defensive line needs to drop a little bit quicker.
Doughty with the throw into the penalty area, and it was almost through there for Adebayo, but two defenders got in his way and blocked his progress forward. Luton have it on the edge of the penalty area, but they've lost out. JB can't get there. Rami Al-Haj can't get there either, and Luton will work it out to the far side. Burke with a little ball forward. Nelson infield. Luton switch it from right to left, looking for Doughty. Doughty, first time ball into the penalty area, taken down nicely by Tahith Chong, but then he couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's fantastic play though from Luton. Big switch of play. Alfie Doughty, first touch to Chong that's made that run in behind, and to be fair, it was a tight one, but it was offside. Good defensive line from Plymouth Argyle.
Plymouth Argyle 0, Luton Town 0. Live and exclusive national radio commentary on Talksport 2 from the EFL Championship. Picked up on the far side by Obafemi.
He's done very well there, hasn't he? No, good strength, good first touch, bringing into play, and then just setting a little back heel to Mumba, who, to be fair, got up and supported.
Obafemi making his 5th Championship appearance of the season since joining on loan from Burnley. 3 of those have been from the bench, though. Wayne Rooney still probably working out his best 11.
Well, I've got to say, Daniel Grimshaw was put under a little bit of pressure there with a back pass. You know, there's no need to that. I think Grimshaw, just put your foot through it as well, but make sure it stays in the pitch.
Lewis Gibson now for Plymouth on the edge of his own penalty area. Left-footed ball forward down the right-hand side, cut out by the head of Doughty. Doughty challenged by Ryan Hardy, gets away from the Plymouth striker, played infield on the halfway line. It's Tom Kraus. Kraus, the former German under-21 international, lays it back to McGuinness, out to Nelson on that far side. Nelson with the ball back, and it's a chase for Rhys Burke. He'll try and keep it in play, and he does so, level with the edge of his own penalty area.
Yeah, but it's excellent from Plymouth as well. As soon as Nelson goes back, that defensive line steps up. That allows the advanced players to go and put some pressure on.
Kaminski, long ball forward, right-footed down the right-hand side towards Nelson. Infield now to Kraus. Kraus, central position, midway inside the Plymouth half, just assessing his options. Lays it out wide to the right-hand side. Walters with the ball in. It's a decent ball as well, away by Scooge, and it's out for a throw-in to Luton, about a metre or so from the corner flag on the far side.
Well, I've got to say, it's an excellent ball in from Walters there. Adebayo's just waiting. I think, can he go and try and compete for it, trying to get some sort of contact? It was easily defended in the end there.
Throw for Luton is taken short to Jordan Clark, down by the corner flag, able to squeeze out a cross, but Argyle will clear it away. Chase on for Hardy. McGuinness knocks it all the way back towards Kaminski, who was a long way out of his penalty area. But fortunately for Luton, the ball didn't have too much momentum on it. Otherwise, that could have been rather embarrassing and rather catastrophic for Luton Town at the back.
Yeah, he put a bit on it there, didn't he, McGuinness? But Kaminski, I think as a goalkeeper, when you're in possession, it's in the Plymouth 18-yard box, he will be advanced. McGuinness should have an understanding of that.
Kaminski, who started all 38 in the Premier League last season for Luton Town, and has started every championship match so far this season for the Hatters, who have a throw-in just inside the Plymouth half, although the referee makes them go back to just inside their own half on the far side. Luton kicking from right to left in this opening half. Argyle 0, Luton 0 in the EFL Championship. Long ball forward, cut out easily by Lewis Gibson, and it's gathered in midfield. But Plymouth will lose out, and Gibson has to rescue it on the far side because Zach Nelson was challenging him, and that could have been awkward for Argyle.
Yeah, I think Gibson has to be brave enough there to go back to Grimshaw in goals. I know he's came across. You know, I think Adam Randall's just tried to put the foot through it. It's came off his own Plymouth player and put Adebayo in there. But yeah, Lewis Gibson, yeah, he's seen the danger, but be brave enough just to keep possession of the ball there.
Luton have it on that far side with Ruel Walters. Picked up now by Nelson. Burke under challenge there from Obafemi, but gets away from the Plymouth man. Picked up by Ballymumba. Mumba in field, and he'll be cleared by Adam Randall. Long ball forward, and again Kaminski's a long way out of his area. And he played back to him by McGuinness, and out wide to the right hand side to Burke. Nice little step away from Obafemi's challenge. Burke with the ball over the top and over and out for an Argyle throw.
Well, you've seen that as soon as it goes to Kaminski, that they've got an idea, haven't they? Try and play out. Great little bit of quality from Rhys Burke as well, and that the right of the three. But I've got to say, I think Plymouth without the ball, high energy, high press, forced the error, and really nullified that advanced ball from Luton Town.
Argyle, who would move up to at least 14th with a win, joining Norwich, Middlesbrough and Bristol City on 8 points. As for Luton, they'd move into the top 10 with victory. Darko JB inside the centre circle for Argyle, lays it out to the left to Ballymumba, accelerates forward. He's got Obafemi on that far side. The little ball infield, picked up by Hardy by the penalty spot. Shot comes in and it's scored! And Plymouth Argyle take an early lead, and El Hadj has it. What a strike from him. Rami El Hadj on his debut.
It's a wonderful goal, isn't it? Obafemi, I thought he was just he was going to whip one, try and beat the first man. He's fired one low and hard. It's a great little touch. El Hadj on his front foot, arrived at the right time. Where does he place it? Right into the top left-hand corner. Goalkeeper has no chance. I'm thinking it's a poor ball from Obafemi at first. Why can't it be defended? It gets through 2-3 players. It's a great little touch. from Hardy, and I tell you what, El Hadj, right into the top left-hand corner. What a finish this is. It's an excellent goal. He just places it as well, doesn't go with the laces, just opens out the foot and just passes it into the top left-hand corner. What a finish.
And you can hear the reaction from the Argyle fans. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0 on Talksport 2, live and exclusive national radio commentary. Well, what a start on his first start for Rami Al Hadj.
Well, I was just going to say, I think he can do a little bit more. He's had a couple of touches, but he's trying to take too many touches and he's allowing Luton to kind of get around him. But here you go, when you can put the ball in the back of the net like that. What a finish that is, John.
Former Swedish under-21 international, joined at the end of August from Odense in Denmark. Luton looking for an equaliser, and they've immediately got it into the Argyle penalty area. No way through for Zach Nelson, but Luton do get a corner away on the far side, their right. You just remember that old cliche. You're always at your most vulnerable when you've just scored.
No, you have to be switched on. I think Wayne Rooney's, he'll have the leaders out there on the pitch that will be communicating exactly that, John. But listen to this place. This is what the players have got to feed off.
Corner then to Luton on the far side, their right. It'll be an in-swinger. It's a crowded penalty area. Referee John Busby has words with one or two players. Bit of bumping and barging in there. And still we're waiting for the corner. Michael Obafemi in particular is being spoken to by John Busby. And it's quite a lengthy chat as well from the referee. First chance of Rooney emanating from around home park. Corner is taken deep towards the far post. McGuinness rising, got his head to it. Caught though by Dan Grimshaw, the goalkeeper, in all orange tonight. And he will just roll it out short to Lewis Gibson. Gibson forward to Al Hadj. Almost robbed was Randall, just outside his own penalty area by Adebayo. Long clearance forward from Argyle, out towards Obafemi on that far side, and it'll go out for a throw to Plymouth Argyle.
John, it's been a couple of times now Adam Randall's been caught in possession. I think sometimes you've got to show for the ball, shy away from it, rotate, and then that's when someone else comes into that space, and because Luton seem to be setting that trap. Oh, what a turn.
Lovely little turn on this near side. And it's played forward by Darko JB towards Morgan Whittaker. First time we've really seen him. Whittaker with the ball back across. There's two lining up, and it was missed wide from Obafemi. What a chance that was for Plymouth Argyle to make it 2-0. Whittaker pulled it back across the middle. There were two who could have taken the shot. Obafemi did and missed.
Well, he's took it right off the feet of El Hadj. It's a great little cutback from Whittaker as well. And Obafemi, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to get his foot round it, put it into the right top-hand corner. But he has to hit the target for me there. You know, under no pressure at all. Two of them are going to get the opportunity. And that's where, like you say, El Hadj is coming onto it. Has a goal in his sight. Just communication. Communication, that's what you want. Massive, massive opportunity there, John.
Communication let them down. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0. That's a handball by Tom Krause, midway inside the Argyle half. Talksport 2, with live and exclusive national radio commentary from the EFL Championship tonight. Rob Edwards is out now, virtually on the edge of his penalty area, shouting out instructions. Wayne Rooney still stands in the other technical area with his arms folded. A thick black coat zipped up right to the top. It is a very chilly evening here in Devon tonight. Lewis Gibson now for Argyle, inside his own half, the left-sided of the two central defenders. Will just knock it out to Ballymumba, his orange boots glistening under the floodlights. Oh, it's given away by Argyle. Adebayo picks up for Luton, but has to come back to the halfway line in order to be able to turn. And that's not the first time tonight that Argyle have needlessly conceded possession.
Yeah, El Hadj there, I think he's trying the harder pass, and I love the confidence, but sometimes I think he can just go for the big switch to JB there. He's definitely in the mood tonight as well.
Doughty cutting in field, but knocked away from him by Edwards, and Joe Edwards comes forward, tries to challenge Mengi, and plays it in field to McGuinness. Right foot ball, right out to the far side from the defender, looking for Walters to run onto it. He's down by the corner flag, and he's won a corner as well, off Ballymunba. And from that long ball forward, Walters did really well to keep that ball in play and then win the corner.
Yeah, ever present, isn't he? He brings so much energy down that right hand side. You know, he was that advanced that he was on his own. So either that, you take your man on, try and get into the box, or like you say, you win Luton a throw in or a corner kick, and that's exactly what he done. So no, great energy, fantastic ball as well.
Alfie Doughty across to take this corner kick. Again, it'll be a left-footed in-swinger from the Luton midfielder, who played in all but one in the Premier League last season. He hits it now, left-footed, high into the night sky. Again, McGuinness is the target, but Plymouth are alive to that danger and got their heads to it first. Long ball forward from Hardy, but there's nobody forward in the green of Argyle to actually chase it.
That's McGuinness. You know, it's not. I wouldn't say it's an excellent corner. It's just a high lofted ball, isn't it? But he's won.
Down by Adebayo, but whistle had gone.
No, it's fantastic. Again, quick free kick there from Plymouth, from the defensive third. Whittaker. Yes,
caught by Adebayo, and this might well be the first caution of the night. Indeed it is. Elijah Adebayo is shown yellow for the challenge on Morgan Whittaker.
Frustration from the big man there. You know, I think Plymouth are kind of dictating the tempo of this game. Quick free kick, got in behind Whittaker, good manipulation of the ball, got away from Adebayo. There's no reason for him to make the challenge there, John. You know, I think he still has the midfield and the defensive unit to get through there. Still a yellow card to take.
Free kick then to Argyle on the right hand side. It's about 20 paces in from the touchline on this near side and just behind the midway point of the Luton half. Argyle have sent virtually everybody forward. Luton have got everybody back behind the ball. Whittaker now curls it in, left-footed. Luton able to clear it away, and they do so again. Zach Nelson with the clearance, picked up there by Mumba, left-hand side, just outside the penalty area. Infield to Obafemi. Whittaker, 25 yards out. Charged down by Chong, and Chong will chase it. But Joe Edwards will get there first for Plymouth Argyle, the captain who recently signed a new deal here at Home Park, which was universally greeted with acclaim by the Argyle supporters. And there's the applause for Edwards, who really has become an honorary Janner in the city of Plymouth. JB on loan from Leeds, forward by Edwards, picked up by Hardy just inside the Luton half, and he's got the better of the deflection off McGuinness. Hardy cuts infield, gets away from Doughty, but then needlessly concedes possession, and it's Mengi who picked it up for Luton. Burke now, again the long diagonal ball out to that far side, where it'll be picked up by Walters. Walters has Nelson just in field, but he can't find a teammate because there are two defenders upon him, and Obafemi and Mumba between them tied it up for Argyle at the back. Gibson inside his own penalty area will knock it back to Grimshaw, to Carnell Skuch, right-sided of the two central defenders, starting for the fourth championship match in a row, the Hungarian. We have played, 16 minutes, coming up to 17 minutes. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton 0. Chase on for Hardy, and it's tidied up by McGuinness at the back. Yeah,
I have to say, really impressed with Plymouth in possession of the ball, using it, being brave, and that defensive unit as well. You know, in tight areas, you know, keeping it sharp. Even under a really good Luton press, they're still managing to get out and play into that middle third. It's just then, can they progress it into the attacking third? That's coming down to players that are driving. You know, so it's important that they keep this intensity up, and the quality is definitely there.
Burke will knock it back now to Kaminski in all sky blue this evening, with big white gloves that are rather glistening underneath the floodlights. Kaminski out to this near side, picked up by McGuinness, and McGuinness exchanges passes with Chong, forward to Adebayo. But his little one-touch unseen pass was picked up by Mumba, out to the left-hand side. Obafemi. Michael Obafemi knocks it in field. Al-Hajj looking for the 1-2 from Whittaker, perhaps. Whittaker laid it to him, but Al-Hajj hadn't made the run just outside the penalty area. It was a rather crowded patch of the pitch as well. Again, it's a long diagonal ball from Luton out towards the right-hand side. Tidied up, though, by Lewis Gibson, who hits it left-footed high into the night sky. The lights of the residential area beyond Home Park on the far side glistening in the dark. As Tom Crass inside the centre circle. Lays it out to this near side, and Doughty will pick up now for Luton Town. Back now to Mengi, the left back, and once more we see the long diagonal pass out to the right hand side. Walters with the first time touch forward, looking for Nelson, and Argyle will tidy up and should bring it away. Mumba, little ball infield for Randall. Darko JB infield to Al Hajj. Al Hajj just able to touch it back to Randall in the centre circle. Back out now to Mumba, left hand side, just inside the Luton half. Plymouth Argyle kicking from left to right in this first half, if you have just joined us on Talksport 2, and they are leading Luton Town by 1-0. Knock forward to Morgan Whittaker, 25 yards from goal. Whittaker, his shot is deflected. Hardy picks up on the right hand side. Ryan Hardy looking to get a left foot shot away, and it goes out for a throw-in.
I've got to say, really outstanding play from Plymouth. Started that defensive unit playing through the thirds. Whittaker, every time he gets it, he's taking shot from distance, but the ball's going anywhere. Ryan Hardy goes on to that, pounces at the second phase, and you've seen what he tried to do. Got 1-on-1 via his man, brought it onto his left foot to try and open up the goal. He's tried to go for power around, just pick a spot and try and place it, but good intensity, good quality from Plymouth Argyle.
Luton are playing a back three. Plymouth trying to exploit that down the wings.
No, well, they are. But what I will say, I think because that defensive line of Plymouth is so high, that the outlet, you've called it a few times, John, in your commentary, that Luton are trying to go with that big switch of play, or that big one in behind with quality. But that is how you expose it. The likes of Alfie Doherty's bombing down the left hand side, so he's leaving holes in behind, but you still have to have that quality in possession, and that's something that how many times have the Plymouth Argyle fans actually just had a round of applause because how well they've kept the ball. That's what you want to see. That's the identity that Wayne Rooney's talking about.
Scooch, right hand side, midway inside his own half, to Whittaker on the halfway line, just down below us. Forward now to El Hajj trying to get away from Burke. Back to Morgan Whittaker, who's said in the last few days that he's a lot more settled now at Argyle. There was a lot of speculation over his future, but when the transfer window shut at the end of August, he was still at Home Park, and he says he's happy, enjoying his football and enjoying playing under Wayne Rooney. And he gets it now, knocked it back to JB, infield to Randall, to Al Hajj, out wide to Mumba. Obafemi, left hand side, looking to take on Ruel Walters. Knocks it infield to El Hajj, and Plymouth will work it out wide to Morgan Whittaker on this right hand side, up against Doughty. Whittaker with a little ball infield to El Hajj. Edwards. Plymouth are knocking it around really nicely. Whittaker, edge of the area, left-footed shot, and he rather got underneath it and just sliced it wide, but it was a beautiful build-up from Argyle.
It was excellent. You know, you're talking about 17, 18 passes there, just moving the ball. Then El Hajj, Edwards goes into Whittaker, and he just manipulates the ball so quickly. I tell you what, it's a good challenge from Alfie Doherty. Just kind of puts them off balance a little bit. They just couldn't get the right connection. But like you say, the fans are happy with what they're seeing. Wayne Rooney is also giving them a little round of applause as well. So no, it's a very, very good start. Got the goal, but managing the game very well.
Argyle pick up with Obafemi on that far side, sprints forward, trying to get away from two defenders. Obafemi just literally knocks it back to Whittaker, forward to Hardy, left hand side of the penalty area, taken off his toes by McGuinness. Plymouth Argyle corner over on that far side, their left.
Well, this is one of the best performances I've seen from Obafemi as well. I think defensively he's getting back and doing his job, but every time he's getting the ball, he's being direct, he's taking his man on, but then he's got that composure and quality just to set it and keep that momentum going with the pace of the attack for Plymouth Argyle.
Corner kick over on that far side then for Argyle. Right-footed in swinger. It's away by Adebayo. Mumba mishit shot. Oh, and that's a terrific save from Kaminski to deny a second goal for Rami El Hajj, because he hit that left-footed along the ground and Kaminski got there one-handed to push it away.
It's a great save, isn't it? But you look at this, it was a miss hit, and then he knew exactly where the goal was, and the quality that the connection that he got with it as well. Oh, I tell you what, took a little deflection off Adebayo as well. It's a great save from Kaminski.
Plymouth trying to work it down this right-hand side. Plymouth 1, Luton Town 0. Could have been more, though, for Argyle, who continue to come forward. And Rob Edwards stands at the edge of his technical area. He must be a little concerned at the amount of pressure that his side are under in this match so far. 23 minutes gone. This is Chris Iwelumo.
But they're not winning any second balls. This is what we know a Luton side, that aggression on the front foot, picking up second balls. Plymouth are winning every second ball.
Tom Krause now accelerates forward for Luton into the penalty area, knocks it forward to Nelson. Nelson's shot is charged down. There's no way through for Luton on that occasion. Nelson this time hooks it into the penalty area. It just bounces away from Chong. Tahith Chong, left-hand side, just outside the 6-yard area, has a shot, comes off Edwards, Luton corner.
Well, that's a massive let-off for Plymouth, because I think Chong has to go and take that on the full. Why did he let it bounce? He knows, he's read the flight of the ball, he sees it's going to go over the head of Adebayo there. I think he's got to go and take that in the volley, John. I don't know what you think about that one.
I was surprised that he didn't hit it. Yeah. Corner kick then to Luton on this left-hand side, and it'll be Alfie Doughty to take it. So this time, rather than he hit a in-swinger, it'll be an out-swinger from the left-sided midfielder, who stands with his two arms aloft and now hits it left-footed, drives it very deep indeed, and the first-time volley is from Tom Krause, and it's back to Doughty. Appeals for offside, no flag raised. Doughty puts it into the middle. It'll be cleared away by Argyle, and then it is a free kick to Plymouth Argyle. But I think everyone was waiting there for an offside flag, and it never came.
Yeah, well, you have to play to the whistle. I've got to say again, El Hadj, and it's like he just slows the whole game down, doesn't he? Great first touch. He knows exactly what his opposition player's going to do. A little one over his head, and you can't get fouls away there.
And what did you say early on, Chris? You said it needs somebody to slow the game down.
And you know what? He was taking too many touches, and Luton were winning possession. How many times in the first 5-10 minutes did Luton give the ball away? And then straight away they're having to defend well. Straight away now they're in complete control of this game, and you're expecting some sort of reaction from Luton Town.
Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0 on Talksport 2, live and exclusive national radio commentary from the EFL. Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Dan Grimshaw joined in late August from Blackpool, first choice goalkeeper now, with Connor Hazard out injured. He was injured on international duty earlier this month. Long ball forward, headed away by McGuinness, and will be picked up by Mengi on this left-hand side for Luton, just inside the Argyle half. Forward now to Doughty. Doughty into the penalty area. It's beyond one defender, but cleared by Gibson, and away for a throw-in on this near side.
Yeah, Alfie Doughty, you can't give him that much time down the left-hand side. He was driving into the box. I think he could have took it even further into the angle, just to allow Adebayo to kind of get up to speed, to be an outlet.
Doughty, we're going to take on Edwards, gets the ball across deep. Oh, it was a little shove from Adebayo to try and create some space for himself. He did that. He then headed it backwards, and he was penalised for the shove in the first place.
Well, I think Will Walters has to talk to him there. He's there behind. If Adebayo just allows it to go, I think he's getting a free opportunity at goal there. But just watch this. You're looking at Adam Randall. I said to him, watch El Hadj. They're having that conversation now to actually spin and showcase. Adam Randall will take him away, and El Hadj receives the ball.
Oh, the free kick was a little awkward there from Grimshaw.
But you've got to be brave. You've got to be brave from Grimshaw, and that's how you create space in behind that middle unit. So Adam Randall's always there presenting himself in that holding midfield role. Then all of a sudden he'll just spin out, and then you've got the likes of El Hadj that will come in, or even Joe Edwards that can come in and receive the ball in that position.
Adam Randall, who'll be 24 next Tuesday, and he'll celebrate it with a trip to Turf Moor to take on Burnley. It's been an interesting period of fixtures for Plymouth Argyle, as Whittaker lays it forward. JB out to the far side. Obafemi, left-hand side of the penalty area, puts it in, punched away, two-fisted by the goalkeeper, picked up by Whittaker, can't get a shot away, and Luton scramble it clear, but it's still in play down below us with Joe Edwards. Edwards knocks it back now to the defender, Scooch. And eventually Argyle work it across to Gibson inside the centre circle. Obafemi had a little bit of time and space and was then fouled, surely, by Jordan Clark, and indeed he was. And it's a free kick to Argyle, midway inside the Luton half. They take it quickly. Chance for El Hadj to come forward to the edge of the penalty. A brilliant challenge on him, though, from Clark to take it away. But Luton have lost possession once more. JB, 25 yards out. Here's Randall, central position, midway inside the Luton Town half. Too casual from JB, didn't look where he was going to pass it, and he played it straight into the path of a Luton player who clear it upfield. Gibson returns it into the Luton half. Oh, it's been missed completely by Scooch. Chance now for Elijah Adebayo. Adebayo, edge of the area, cuts in field, tries to put it onto his right foot, lays it out to Zach Nelson on the right-hand side. Nelson's ball in is too long, and it goes out of play, and that was a golden opportunity for Luton Town to equalise.
Yeah, I'm surprised Adebayo hasn't taken the shot on. You know, Scooch has made a terrible error, just a misjudge, just from a header. I think he's just got to come and just clear it. He's tried to kind of keep possession, and that sometimes can cause you more harm. But Adebayo, he's got the better of his defensive line there, and he's got to just take the shot. If it presents itself, let one go. Ask that question of Dan Grimshaw.
10 goals last season, all in the Premier League for Elijah Adebayo. None so far this season.
And confidence plays a part. You know, a confident Adebayo takes a shot on, probably puts it in the back of the net there, but he definitely had the legs on that defensive line of Plymouth Argyle there.
Scooch, just outside his own penalty area, will knock it back to Grimshaw, who just pauses with his foot on the ball. I mentioned Plymouth go to Burnley next Tuesday. They are then at home to Blackburn next Saturday, so before this, they played Sunderland and West Brom, right up there in the Championship. Both were leaders at the time. They've got Burnley and Blackburn to come. As for Luton, they're at home to Oxford on Tuesday and then away to Sheffield United before the international break kicks in the EFL Championship. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0 on Talksport 2. And Luton have a throw inside their own half. Doughty takes it towards Adebayo. There's a game of header tennis going on in the middle. Doughty will leave it and will then have to tidy up the ball as it can't be controlled by Mengi, and Luton work it all the way back to Kaminski. Switches it out to the far side to Rhys Burke. Burke accelerates forward up to the halfway line. His ball forward though is cut out by Ballymonba. It'll be a Luton throw. About 10 paces or so inside the Argyle half. Luton kicking from right to left in this opening half at Home Park as we look out from our position right over the halfway line at the back of the Mayflower stand here in the city of Plymouth. Nelson wins a throw for Luton. This is a little further forward, now midway inside the Argyle half. It'll be taken by Walters, forward by Krause. Can't find a teammate. It's away by Randall now, and Randall will knock it forward. Just can't be gathered by Morgan Whittaker. And it should be tidied by Teden Mengi, who works it all the way back to Thomas Kaminski. Half an hour gone. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton 0.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad ball from Adam Randall there. I think Morgan Whittaker tried to take the touch. I think he can just let the ball run and go in behind. Here we go.
Chance now for Chong. Chong inside the penalty area. Diving at his feet, Dan Grimshaw. And Grimshaw collects the ball gratefully.
Yeah, I think Chong again had an opportunity to take a shot away there. I don't know what Joe Edwards was doing. I think he's got in. Actually, he's got in between ball and man and just taken the ball to Grimshaw. But Chong, it just took a bad first touch. You know, I think if he takes a better touch, he gets his body between ball and man, and then it's impossible for Edwards to get that challenge in.
Joe Edwards, who scored the last gasp winner against Sunderland here 13 days ago in Argyle's last home game. Well, it was certainly Plymouth Argyle in the first period of this match, but Luton Town have come back into it.
No, they have. You know, and I think they're going to have moments in the game. What I will say about Plymouth Argyle, I think with the ball, they've been excellent. Without it, they've went and they've hunted it. They've had that aggression in their play as well. But they're taking risks defensively, and they're inviting Luton on. But if they're successful when they do play, then they're creating those spaces and little pockets in the midfield third.
Grimshaw hits it long, right-footed. Ryan Hardy can't win the ball. He's beaten to it by Mengi. And in the end, McGuinness will tidy up. Play back to Kaminski. Kaminski, right-footed. Clears it. Obafemi will take it down, though, over his shoulder. Forward, though, by Jordan Clark for Luton. Out to Nelson. Nelson on the right-hand side. Has to go back into his own half and uses Burke. There's a lot of space on this near side for Alfie Doughty, if Luton can work it out towards him. But instead they play it back to the central defender of the defensive trio, Mark McGuinness, who will receive it back from Kaminski on the edge of his own penalty area, right-hand side. McGuinness, long ball forward. Adebayo looking to chase onto it. Elijah Adebayo into the Plymouth penalty areas, faced by Gibson. Adebayo, pass 2, can't get past Joe Edwards, picked up by Nelson. Nelson's shot charged down by Mumba, and it'll be let run for a corner by Ruel Walters. Strong defending at the back from Plymouth, but it needed to be.
Yeah, it had to be. I think what a challenge this is from Joe Edwards as well. Adebayo again, for me, the ball's at a perfect height for him to take that shot on as it's bouncing. He's got again in behind the defensive line of Plymouth Argyle. He's got to ask the question, pull the trigger. If it comes off, you score the worldie, so be it. You've got your goal, first goal of the campaign, but has to be better from the big man there. But great tackle in the box from Joe Edwards.
Corner then to Luton. In swinger from Doughty, headed away by Scooch. Forrester heads go up to try and get on the end of it. Picked up though for Luton by Nelson, works it out to the left hand side. Mengi's ball in field, cut out by JB, and just prevented from going behind for a corner kick by Randall, and Plymouth will get a free kick. Foul on Whittaker on this near side, they're right just outside the penalty area, and again warm applause from the Argyle faithful.
Well, it's absolute quality, and it was Ryan Hardy that actually kept the ball on, and then you're thinking in that situation, where's he going to go? What's he trying to do? A little bit of quality composed down the right hand side to Whittaker, under real pressure as well. You called it before the game about Hardy saying what he brings. He's doing everything but score. But that's something that it will just come. The managers put certain things on you, and at the minute he's been outstanding.
Did score a penalty against Sunderland in the last home match 13 days ago. And certainly speaking to Wayne Rooney after that game, you just got the feeling that he knew that his ideas were starting to come across. Doughty, left-hand side now for Luton. Luton all in white this evening against Plymouth Argyle in their famous green shirts with white shorts. One thing I'm very glad about this season for Argyle is that they've ditched the gold numbers on the back, which were actually the commentator's nightmare, particularly under lights. Played in field by Mengi. And it's picked up now by Burke for Luton Town, the former Hull player, whose relegation last season was the third in his career. Knocked forward long by Kaminski. It's there to be won. Gibson does so. Al Hadj now for Plymouth Argyle. Takes it out towards the left-hand side, trying to get away from Clark. Has to come infield, but can't find a teammate, and Luton will bring it forward once more. Nelson on the charge, he's trying to get away from Randall. Randall's pulled him back, that'll be a yellow card. Just outside the penalty area.
Yeah, I think it's a challenge that Randall had to make as well. I think he's taken a yellow card for the team. He understands exactly that. But it was excellent quality as well from Walters down that right hand side. And yeah, he's not only pulled him back, but he's had a little nibble with the challenge as well. Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah. It's one, I think he has to take it because, like you say, Ruel Walters gets into the box and then has a real high chance of creating a possibility there.
36 minutes played. Argyle 1, Luton 0, but Luton have a free kick. It is just outside the penalty area, about 2-3 paces away from the corner edge of the front of the penalty area, over on the Luton right-hand side. Argyle have everybody back. It'll be swung in by Doughty, who has plenty of white shirts in the penalty area to aim for. Lofts it high towards goal, and Elijah Adebayo got there first, and his header was touched behind by the goalkeeper Dan Grimshaw. It certainly looked like it from here. Argyle claiming that it should be a goal kick.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think Adebayo gets so that he's onside, but it just comes off the glove. I think it's the head of Adebayo and then the shoulder, but then Grimshaw comes and definitely gets some sort of contact, so the referee's spot on to give another corner. Pressure
on Plymouth then from Luton Town. Doughty's corner, curling inwards, cleared away, this time by the head of Cornell Scooch. I did actually see a goal directly from a corner last weekend. Straight in, 2 defenders missed it, goalkeeper missed it.
Well, I'm looking at Scooch there. I don't think he knew too much about that as well. Right on the money. What a ball in as well it was. So again, you have to make sure that you're switched on. You've got to make sure it's a Plymouth contact first.
This time the corner's deeper, Scooge is there, and it'll go behind, off the corner post itself, and behind for another Luton Town corner.
Well, he's took this right off McGuinness. You know, that's where the target, that's where all the corners have been going. Scooge has to be on the ball and be switched on. It's an excellent little contact.
That corner kick, I'm sure you've all seen it. It was the game between Allain and Auckland City in the first round of the FIFA Intercontinental Cup in Allain. I'm sure it's the result of the weekend. 6-2 actually. Good game. Corner kick then. Doughty to take. Left-footed. This time it's an outswinger. McGuinness met it with his left boot and put it well wide. It was a low corner this time rather than the high one.
Yeah, it was a hard one to take from McGuinness there. You know, I think if anything, you just got to think about the contact. Can you steer it goalwards rather trying to put your a little bit of power on it yourself? That's a lot of bodies there that can take Grimshaw by surprise, definitely.
Does have one goal this season, Mark McGuinness, but it wasn't for Luton Town, it was for Cardiff in the EFL Cup win against Bristol Rovers back in August. He started the last 5 now in the Championship, the central defender, and looks to be a very astute arrival as well at Kenilworth Road. Doughty couldn't quite keep possession. There's a strong challenge in midfield. Play continues, picked up by Rami Al-Hajj, works it out to Obafemi, left-hand side, left corner of the penalty area. Rather forgot to take the ball with him on that occasion, Obafemi, but Plymouth will win it back. Mumba, left-hand side, into the penalty area. Hardy with a little ball back. Mumba, across goal, and it was just missed by Joe Edwards. 7 yards out. The ball came to him, possibly a little unexpected for the Plymouth Argyle captain. His first shot was saved, and he couldn't turn in the rebound.
Well, this is great play again. Mumba linking up with Hardy. Little set, it's excellent, and it comes to Edwards. And you know what a save that is. I think Edwards has to do better for me. I think it's a great save from Kaminski, but he's got the whole goal. If he puts that anywhere to either side of Kaminski, it's in the back of the net, and it's 2-0 Plymouth, but what a save.
With his leg as he dived. Now, Luton have a problem. Looks like Teden Mengi, who is the player down inside the penalty area. If you have just joined us on Talksport 2, it's Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0. The goals from Rami Al-Hajj on his first start for Plymouth Argyle. So concern amongst the Luton technical staff with the defender down.
Well, straight away you're looking at it and it's his knee that he's struggled. Oh yeah, it went on him straight away before the chance even came to Edwards, or he could have actually defended there, and there's no one near him, and that's a worrying thing.
I always think ex-professional footballers like yourself, Chris, would make really good medics, because you know everything about your body and movement to do with injuries and things like that.
Well, you're just watching that there. He's running in, and there's no one around him, and straight away you sees him seize up, and that allows Joe Edwards to get the opportunity there. But you can just tell when he's stretching the knee as well that he's felt something. That'll be a concern.
Might it be the end of the evening for the Luton Town defender? The medical staff are on. We're into the last 5 minutes or so of the first half, but let's just sum up, Chris, this first half so far. Very good for Plymouth Argyle. Could be better for Luton. Is that about right?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. You know, I think Wayne Rooney will be disappointed that it's not 2 or 3 goals to the good with the chances created. I think defended really, really well. But I think with Rob Edwards, yeah, they've shown quality. They've shown that they can go in behind with quality. They've got that distribution end product coming into the box. But like you say, Adebayo could have had 2-3 goals if he actually pulled the trigger in front of goal.
So change then. Teden Mengi is off, and coming on is Danish defender Mads Andersen. Comes on for his first championship appearance of the season, and his first job is to join his defenders inside their own penalty area to defend this corner kick, which is on the right hand side just down below us. Randall with it, right-footed, hits it deep. Plenty of heads go up towards the ball. Gibson wins it. Al-Hajj trying the spectacular overhead kick, but it was never going to drop in time, and it remains 1-0.
Yeah, you know exactly what he was trying to do, but he has to get up and over the ball, so he's basically kind of hitting it down. I just don't think he could do that with the pressure that was getting put on him by Tom Cross.
Anderson, who made just 8 appearances in the Premier League last season because of injury, is on then as the direct replacement for Mengi on the left-hand side of the back three for Luton Town. Argyle have it with Grimshaw inside his own penalty area, and they work it out to this right-hand side. Scooch just keeps that ball in play, but he won't keep it in play with his pass forward, although to be perfectly honest, Chris, it looked like it was in.
I don't think the throw ball was out, no. So the linesman's flag went up very, very early. I don't know how he can make that decision so quickly.
Well, he did, and it's a throw for Luton. It is midway inside the Plymouth Argyle half. Doughty, number 45 on his back, trying to step forward a few paces, gets it back from his captain Clark, and in the end Doughty will pick up on the left-hand side, down by the corner flag, comes in field, puts in the left-footed cross towards Adebayo in the middle. Adebayo tacks it down, and the volley is blocked, and Plymouth hold firm at the back. Luton will build again. Rhys Burke towards the right corner of the penalty area, out wide to Walters. Burke rather penned in on the far side, Luton Town. Burke though works it in field, nicely done. Clark into the penalty area. Luton can't keep hold of it, and it's cleared away, and Edwards will pick up for Argyle. The little delicate chip forward for Whittaker. Whittaker was expecting the challenge, which came, and in the end it came off Anderson for an Argyle throw. We're approaching half time. We've got 1 minute of the 45 left, plus whatever additional time remains.
Yeah, I've got to say, what a defensive block that was from Lewis Gibson as well. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there's a slip from Scooch. Adebayo into the penalty area, right-footed, and across comes Lewis Gibson, and he hurls his body in the way, diving full length, and he makes the block to deny the shot there from the Luton Town striker. But again, risky play at the back from Plymouth Argyle, who knock it long forward. Hardy on the chase up against the defender McGuinness just hooks it over his shoulder, and Luton keep possession, but Argyle will pick it up again. Joe Edwards, first time ball forward, straight to Anderson on this left hand side, picked up now by Clark, out to Burke, right hand side. Plymouth really chasing down, not allowing Luton Town any time at all in possession inside their own half. Comes off Whittaker. Luton's throw. Fourth official is about to show us how much additional time is to be played. Dean Whitestone will just hold the board in a moment above his head. Luton with the throw inside their own half. And how long is left? 3 minutes of additional time to be played. McGuinness for Luton knocks it forward, cut out though by Gibson, who plays it to Randall inside the centre circle. Mumba loses out again, and Luton will come forward with Nelson. Nelson shrugs off two challenges, has to spin through 180 degrees forward to Adebayo, right hand side of the penalty area to Walters. Walters isn't going to get there, it's out for a goal kick, and it could have been so much more for Luton Town.
Yeah, I think Plymouth have to be a little bit more experienced. I think, okay, the ball just went up, it's 3 minutes, but they're still taking risks. I think there's got to be a moment in the game where you say, right, let's just make sure that we get into the whistle without conceding the goal. But again, if you're a new manager, you're trying to implement a style and you're drilling at home all the time, the players have to buy into it, so they have to kind of do it all the time. But there's a time that there's leaders out there, the likes of Joe Edwards, has to shout across and be commanding and say, look, right, let's just, job done, we've done well, let's take this lead into the dressing room.
No Carlton Morris for Luton Town, the striker who scored both goals last weekend in the win against Sheffield Wednesday, out because of a slight injury according to the club, so he's not involved at all tonight. Luton have it inside their own half, trailing Argyle by 1-0, and they kick it straight out of play on this near side, and Argyle will surely now just try and slow things down. Just under 90 seconds of the minimum of 3 minutes remaining on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Scooch all the way back to Grimshaw, just outside the D, away to our left, and the orange-clad goalkeeper kicks it long, right-footed, but it'll be gathered rather easily by Burke. But Burke, under pressure from Obafemi, puts it straight out of play on that far side.
Yeah, I need more from Burke there. I think, can he play forward? Can he play into the likes of Tom Cruise or even Jordan Clark? Obafemi, for me, he's been switched on the front foot, really making things happen, and you have to have that intensity without the ball as well.
Long from Argyle, looking for Morgan Whittaker, and Whittaker Couldn't quite get it from Doughty, but does stop Doughty making progress, stabbing it out into touch on this near side. Well, the only goal coming from Rami Al-Hajj. Luton have had their moments. Chong on this left-hand side, can't find a way through. Luton will pick it up again with Doughty. Doughty sprints forward, up towards the edge of the Argyle penalty area, in towards Adebayo, just behind the penalty spot. Adebayo back to goal, has to work it out wide to that right-hand side to Ruel Walters. Walters now to Burke. Burke to Walters. Infield again. Now Luton have a player down on the edge of the penalty area. Play continues, and the referee has now brought a halt to play, and it's presumably a head injury because the Argyle players were motioning for the referee to halt play. Can't quite see who that is, Chris.
Yeah, Chong it is, I think, isn't it? But it's real worrying, isn't it, when it's Joe Edwards? It's actually looked a little bit panicked as well as he's signalling to the bench to come on.
So the two medical staff are on to just attend to Tahith Chong. Does look to be quite a bit of concern amongst the players who are all grouped around. Home Park has gone rather eerily quiet as well. Rami Al-Hajj with the goal for Plymouth Argyle, who lead by 1-0, and the referee decides that is that as far as the first half is concerned, because presumably Tahith Chong is going to require quite lengthy treatment. There was probably only about 8 seconds left in that first half. So half-time then, Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0.
Yeah, it's hopefully, there's real concern there. You can see that. Rob Edwards making his way over as well. But like you say, I think the referee's made the right decision there.
So, and just picking up from Chris, we can see Rob Edwards making his way out onto the pitch at Home Park, as is a stretcher. Our thoughts with Tahith Chong, and hopefully we have a little bit of an update there in terms of the head injury at the break. Obviously, a positive first half from Plymouth Argyle's perspective. When we look at the match stats, they've had 53% of the possession, 11 shots in the first half. The main issue is only 3 of those have been on target. They've had 2 big chances to none for Luton Town as well. It has been a rather controlled, albeit the last couple of minutes in that first half giving away opportunities, but they'll be very happy, I'm sure, with that first half, won't they, Chris Olumo?
Yeah, they'll be delighted. I think John called it a couple of times in his commentary that, they're taking risks playing out from the back, but that's how Wayne Rooney wants them to play, to be brave in possession. But in doing that, you invite Luton out, and then it sets little traps. And if you're good with the ball and you play through that, then that's when you can create those overloads centrally and out in wide areas. And when they've done that, and I mean they've done that very well tonight, they've got themselves in some fantastic positions. And going in at half time, what can Wayne Rooney? He'll be delighted, but there should be 2 or 3 goals to the good, in fairness. But he's got to instill that confidence and say, look, you've set the bar now. That's what you've got to go out and do the exact same in the second half, but we have to be better in the attacking 18-yard box.
Attacked really, really well for the first 25 minutes of that half. A great start, the front 3 combining. Obafemi into Hardy, who teed up Rami Al-Hajj. What a finish, what a goal, whipped into the top corner. Kaminsky had no chance with that one, scoring on his debut, getting himself not just off to the best possible start, but actually quite central to everything good they're doing in attacking areas.
Yeah, you're spot on. I was just going to give him a little bit of stick as well, just before he put it into the top left-hand corner. But like you say, he's got up to speed. He was taking a little bit too many touches, trying to kind of play at his own pace. Luton were around him when he was getting caught out. But good players, they kind of get up to speed and they understand what the game's about, and that's exactly what he did. He's talking to Randall, he's getting on the ball in deep, he's having that quality, but in the 18-yard box, in that attacking third, his movement, his vision has been excellent.
Just to let you know, Hugh, that Tahith Chong is back up on his feet. The stretcher that was wheeled onto the pitch isn't needed, and Chong is walking off, albeit rather slowly, but he is walking off under his own steam with 2 of the Luton medical staff in attendance. So it's hopefully not as serious as it at first looked, but whether he will appear for the second half, of course, we shall have to wait and see. But thankfully he's back up on his feet.
Fingers crossed, that he is okay to continue, but if not, hopefully he's doing well and we'll see him back on a football pitch very, very soon. Listen, I've been impressed by how Plymouth Argyle have gone about things, but Wayne Rooney, and he said to us, didn't he was expecting physicality and aggression from Luton Town this evening. Chris, where has that been?
Yeah, well, I think it's down to how Plymouth have set up. They've got that energy, they've got that aggression. I've got to say, you're looking at the likes of JB. For me, he's been probably the best player for Plymouth Argyle. He's shown that aggression. He's been brave in getting on the ball, but they've just moved the ball, one-touch stuff. Hugh, they're not allowing Luton to get anywhere near them, to put that physicality on them. And I think this is part of the game plan that Wayne Rooney's set up. You know, keep the ball moving very, very quickly, move forward when you can. And Luton haven't got the answers at the minute, and this is something that I think Rob Edwards, because they do press very high, but Plymouth are comfortable playing out from the back and saying, right, come on then, press, we're just going to play. There's always going to be options. Randall and El Haj are kind of sharing that role that's coming, presenting themselves off the defensive line. So what do? Do you sit back from a Luton side? It's something that we don't see them do, and allow Plymouth to kind of come up, and then that's when you create that space in behind, and when they come into that midfield third, that's when you go with aggression and you're as a collective to try and get the ball. They've got to find a way, because at the minute Plymouth are very, very brave and very composed in possession of the ball, so Luton have to disrupt that somewhere or another.
In the couple of occasions that Luton have managed to win the ball's broken to Elijah Adebayo, who was through on goal, essentially. You were saying it in commentary. He's got to at least pull the trigger, get a shot off. He did get a shot, 5-10 minutes later on, which was really well blocked indeed. But with Carlton Morris missing, big responsibility on his shoulders. What have you thought about his performance? Yeah,
you know what? He's got himself into the position, but I've got to say, when Cornell Scooch made that error, he's got in behind the defensive line. He's running at the goal 1-on-1. He's allowed the defender to get back because he's cut back. I don't understand that. A confident Adebayo goes and puts that, gets the shot off at least. And then the one that was played over the shoulder, it's a great run from the big man as well, onside. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, right, he's just going to take the volley. It's the height of the ball was perfect for him, without breaking stride, just to hit it towards goal with as much power as he can, and with the accuracy. Doesn't take the shot on at all. You called it before the game about confidence. It plays a massive part, Hugh.
Yeah, we shall see if they can build their way into this game, get themselves on the score sheet, and possibly take a result out of Home Park tonight. If things stay the same, you can only imagine it's going to be a victory for Wayne Rooney's Plymouth Argyle. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Just to let you know, elsewhere this evening in League 2, goalless between Tranmere and Salford. Let me just check that is still the score. Yes, it is indeed. The second half just underway in that one. Fairly even contest between two sides that started the evening in the bottom half of League 2. In the WSL, it's Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 3. Aggie Beaver Jones with the opener in the first half. Lucy Bronze and Lauren James after the break. It's just past the hour mark at Selhurst Park. Cricket fans, England crossed Australia by 186 runs at Lords to set up a decider in their 5-match ODI series, but our attention firmly focused on Home Park, where Luton arrived searching for a third straight championship win. Maybe their newfound confidence was a little too much too soon. They've been firmly second best. Wayne Rooney's side have half the job done at the break. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0.
We all crave more freedom for adventures, more room for tools, more comfort for long drives. Whether you're conquering mountains or everyday life, more is, well, more. At the Volkswagen Commercial Vehicle Stock Sales event this September, you can get more with an extra £750 off new stock vans, including the hard-working Transporter 6.1 and the adventurous California camper van. Discover more at volkswagen-vans.co.uk/sale. UK retail customers 18+. Discount applies to on-the-road or manufacturer's direct price of new stock vehicles only. Ordered and delivered by September 30th at participating van centres.
Wolves, a new film on Apple TV Plus starring George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
There's nobody can do what I do. That's why you called me.
You're a man who can fix things.
Making things disappear is a one-man job.
I'm here to take care of your problem.
Until now.
Who are you exactly? Who are you, someone bag man?
2 fixes, 1 night. Nowhere to run.
Let's set this up. You've seen too many movies.
Wolves, now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Subscription required.
Stop, listen, chicken. The 10 mini fillet bucket, $7.99. 10 succulent mini fillets. Buy, eat, digest, good, repeat. Believe in deals, believe in chicken. KFC. Until 6th of October, subject to availability. Participating restaurants only. Not available on delivery. See website for full T's and C's.
In the UK, there are nearly 3 million lost pensions.
Find us.
At AJ Bell, we're on a mission to reunite you with yours. In fact, every time we track down a pension, we ring a bell. It's really quite fun. If you love the sound of bells, it's definitely not a little annoying. Can we turn the music up a bit? These bells are doing my head in. Open an account today and let us help find your long-lost pension pots. AJ Bell. Feel good investing. Pension criteria apply. The value of your investments can go down as well as up.
Running a business can feel like you're spinning plates. Isn't that right, Kat?
Tell me about it, Kev. What can I get you today, then? The full works?
Tempting, but let's see what I can offer you. Like the new iPhone 16 Pro, the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. Perfect for juggling those business plates.
Looks like you've got a lot on your plate too, Kev.
The best iPhone, available on EE, the UK's best network. BT and EE, better for business.
Apple Intelligence coming December 2024. Best for network performance. Verify at ee.co.uk/claims.
The sports machine turns you on to the power of live football.
He fires in a beauty.
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
We've just heard the Janner song. If you don't know what a Janner is, it's basically somebody from Plymouth who is proud to be from Plymouth. A little ball infield, picked up by Hardy by the penalty spot. Shot comes in and it's scored! And Plymouth Argyle take an early lead, and El Hadj has it. What a strike from him. Rami El Hadj on his debut. First chance of Rooney, emanating from around home park. Whittaker with the ball back across. There's two lining up, and it was missed. Wide from Obafemi. What a chance that was for Plymouth Argyle. Ballymunba mishit shot. Oh, and that's a terrific save from Kaminski to deny a second goal.
Plymouth Argyle certainly starting to grow in confidence and quality under Wayne Rooney. A first half in which they were the dominant force. It sees them lead thanks to a wonderful goal from summer signing Rami El Hadj. The Swedes' wonderful first-time finish on 8 minutes is the difference so far. Argyle 1, Luton 0. Second half on the way, live and exclusive to national radio right here on Talksport 2. And our live EFL action will continue this weekend on Talksport 2 as the Championship table toppers West Brom travel to Sheffield Wednesday. Tomorrow afternoon, live commentary comes from 12:30. Now, ahead of that game, Talksport's Tom Ross has sat down with the Baggies head coach, Carlos Corberán.
Carlos, your team's getting a lot of compliments at the moment, top of the table for the way they play and you're winning. Does that make it a different challenge for you as the head coach? What's your greatest challenge now?
I remember last year, in one of the moments, I said to the players one sentence that one of my physical coaches in Huddersfield, he told me that his father, the father of the physical coach, says to him, enjoy the applause but don't believe on it. No, enjoy the applause.
Yeah.
I changed this sentence and I said to my players, enjoy the applause, believe only in your work, because that's the only important thing. When you start to be focused in other things, not in your work, is when the things will change. Enjoy the applause because it's when the applause is based in giving your best, it's important to feel this reward that give you the motivation to keep going. But the only thing that you can do is to believe in your work. What create the applause is the work. So be focused in the thing.
Do you think when you're top of the table and you're playing well, do the opponents raise their game a little bit because you are top of the table and they see you as a big scalp?
I think the stronger you are, the strongest you need to keep being to be where you are. But now, I think that probably the opponent can see us in the top of the table, but we cannot see ourselves in the top of the table. There is something important. We need to know how hard we need to work to achieve results. And of course, the fact that you were making, just the fact that for me you were playing, when you play the previous season in the Premier League, or you make a playoff in the previous season, always increase when you play against these opponents, always your natural awareness increase in the mentality of the players. And it's easy for us as a coaches to let them know to your team how difficult it's going to be the next opponent when they have achieved a positive results. But in this championship, any game is impossible, and it's impossible to find an easy game. Every game is different, with a different challenge, and every game is tough, and every game demands from us our maximum level, and I guarantee you that is like this.
So there you go. Carlos Corberán with some interesting points there. I think there is pressure on him, but he has done absolutely fantastically well. He's at a big club in the shape of West Bromwich Albion. So can they be fully involved in the title race this season and improve on their playoff finish last year? We'll see how they get on away at Sheffield Wednesday, in need of a result themselves, definitely. Tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff. Faye Carruthers with you for that, alongside Joe Shannon and the former England defender Mickey Gray. Just to let you know, there has been a fourth goal in the WSL for Chelsea. Guto Wrighton on the 74th minute, scoring at Palace 0, at Chelsea 4. And half-time in Super League. It's a Super League playoff eliminator tonight. And Salford lead Lee at the break by 2-0. So it is very close indeed. Just to let you know, over on Talksport tomorrow at lunchtime, 12:30 kickoff in the Premier League. Big game between Newcastle United and Manchester City. That's our next live action over on Talksport. Let's head back to Home Park. We think there might be a change coming for Luton Town. It could be Tahith Chong who goes off after that. Knocked to his head at the end of the first half. But even so, and let's go to Chris Uwalumo, the former Scotland striker, you know, a change is probably what Luton Town needed, although they didn't want it to come in that manner.
No, not at all. You know, I think when you're looking at concussion and the things the players have to go through as well, I think you have to, it's player safety, isn't it? The human element that I believe that will be the change that is being made. But yeah, you know, I think the players have to go out there and try and influence this game, try and get it back in control. And saying that, they've never really had control, but they have to do what they do well even better to try and put this Plymouth side under pressure and force that error.
We heard, listen, we're going to go back to the second half because I think the substitution's about to be made and the second half about to get underway. But, Plymouth in the tunnel. So very quickly, Chris, we heard a lot of Wayne Rooney stressing that he wanted his side to be comfortable on the ball. Are you a little bit concerned about Luton's quality on the ball?
No, because you know what you're going to get from the Luton side. What I will say, I think the likes of Clark and Krause have to see more of the ball. They're not. Luton are going from back to front very, very quickly because Plymouth have such a high defensive line, and that's what has given them a bit of joy. But they've just not had. They've got themselves into great areas, but they've just not pulled the trigger. I have to say, Jacob Brown is coming off the bench, and he's not had any football since February, I think it is. So I think that's a massive plus for Luton Town.
Okay, all right. We'll see if Jacob Brown can make the difference and Luton can pull themselves back into this. They trail Plymouth Argyle by 1-0 at the break. Second half live and exclusive on Talksport 2 with former Scotland striker Chris Uwalumo and John Roeder.
Yeah, so we have a change for Luton Town. Jacob Brown, who, as Chris mentioned, hasn't played since February because of a knee problem, replaces Tahith Chong, and there's a change for Argyle as well. It's a change at left back. Ballymunba is replaced by Brendan Galloway, the Zimbabwean international, former Luton player, had 2 years with Luton Town. So a change from either side then, and we're just about ready to get the second half underway. Plymouth Argyle leading by 1-0. Green shirts, white shorts, black socks, kicking from right to left as we look out from our position at the back of the Mayflower stand. We're in a very central position, right over the halfway line. Luton Town tonight in all white, and they are kicking from left to right. Throw into Argyle on the far side. Edwards takes it just inside the Luton half. Back to Scooge. Forward now to JB inside the centre circle. He accelerates forward, JB, towards Brian Hardy. Hardy now, edge of the penalty area, left-footed shot, comes away off the defender. And that was certainly an opportunity for Plymouth.
He has to release Obafemi there. Brian Hardy, I know he wants his goal, but he's taken a great touch. Fantastic play, JB again. And I've got to say, Luton have come out really high, really aggressive. Plymouth have shown that quality to play through it. JB turns his man, drives forward, releases it. But I've got to say, Hardy has to release Obafemi to get that shot away.
Galloway gets his first touch in at left back for the second half. Here he is, knocks it back left-footed to Lewis Gibson, who could be argued was Argyle's player of the first half. Outstanding at the back, the central defender, with a number of really important blocks as Luton tried to get an equaliser. Plymouth leading through a first half goal from Rami Al-Hajj. Plymouth work it across to Scooch on that far side. Forward to JB, who's in a lot of room. Now crosses the halfway line, going down the inside right channel. Infield to Randall. Randall just ahead of the centre circle now. Galloway to his left, and Galloway will work it out now to Obafemi. Obafemi cuts in field. Plays it now to Whittaker, who's come very much into a central position. A lot of passes being put together by Plymouth Argyle. It's worked again back, but this time Adebayo might be there for Luton Town. It's a poor pass, just away from him by Scooch, and Scooch to the rescue. And he works it out to the far side now to Joe Edwards. Edwards keeps that ball in play, now cuts in field a little bit. Edwards has Whittaker outside him. This is Morgan Whittaker. Infield now to El Hadj, 25 yards out from goal, being urged to shoot by some of the Plymouth supporters. Instead, though, he'll work it out wide to the right, and it's back infield to Randall, who was on a yellow card from the first half, as is the Luton striker Elijah Adebayo. And all that action was just missed by a gentleman down to our left who was trying to sort out his tea and coffee, and he took about 2 minutes to do so by adding sugar and various things. He was like a proper barista, but he had his back to the action all the way through. Argyle have it, right hand side, left-footed shot right across goal, and that was no problem at all for Kaminsky. But Argyle certainly, starting the second half just as they left the first half.
No, they are completely in control, aren't they? You can see they're playing with a little bit more confidence. I think we've got another injury here.
Well, Luton have already had 2 players, Teden Mengi and Tahith Chong, withdrawn because of an injury. And is there going to be a third enforced substitution for the visitors?
Mads Anderson as well. You know, I think he's just come back from injury, hasn't he?
He has, yep. This is his first championship appearance of the season, and he played 8 times last season. Just one EFL Cup appearance this season.
Yeah, you can see by his body language. You know, I think he's struggling, isn't he? You can see there's disappointment there as well.
Well, are we going to see the substituted? Physio is there. Anderson's right leg is over the shoulder of the physio. What do Luton Town have to do in this second half to get an equaliser?
Well, what I seen straight from the whistle was, I thought they'd have sat in and allowed Plymouth to try and come up the pitch and then try and pick them off that way, but they went hard, they went really aggressive. And what Plymouth done and what they've shown this full game, John, is that they're not fazed by that. They'll play through that press, they'll be brave in possession, and they showed that real good quality. You know, it's down to the players like you're looking at El Hadj, you're looking at JB, Randall, always presenting, always wanting the ball, always wanting to receive as to be an outlet, and under any press they've done exactly that.
Anderson is back up on his feet. He's over on the far side. He's just jogging up and down under the supervision of one of the medical staff from Luton Town, but he's not coming back onto the field as yet. Just looking across to see whether there might be some sort of signal from one side of the pitch to the other. In the meantime, Luton have a throw on this near side. They're right. Luton kicking from right to left in this second half, which is just 5 minutes old now on Talksport 2, home of the EFL. Play back to Walters. Walters infield. Clark couldn't quite get there. Brown couldn't get there either. Worked out now for Luton. Out onto the far side. Adebayo trying to find a way through and to put the ball across, but it's blocked and it's behind for a Luton Town corner.
Well, I've got to say, Skooks has been outstanding. You know, defended well, followed all the way. In fact, it was Lewis Gibson. You know, I think Adebayo's taken him to the line to try and get the ball across. Lewis Gibson just stays with him, doesn't dive in, doesn't commit, and then when it's on to block, it's an excellent defensive challenge.
It's a crowded penalty area for this corner kick. Over on the far side, Alfie Doughty will take it. It'll be a left-footed outswinger low towards the near post. It was towards the captain, Jordan Clark, and it came off Clark and harmlessly behind for a goal kick. And incidentally, Mads Anderson is back on the pitch, the substitute who came on towards the middle of the first half for Teden Mengi.
Yeah, Jordan Clark there, he knew he was going to get there first. I think he's just got to try and take a little bit off the contact, maybe just try and keep it into the danger area or steer it goalwards. But just hit him flush, didn't it?
McGuinness takes the clearance down on his chest and volleys it high into the air. Al Hajj brings it under control into the Luton half, and he's on his backside for a moment, but he's got back up again. Forward to Whittaker. JB can't get away from Doughty. Doughty through the centre, works it now to Tom Krause. Krause out to the left-hand side. Brown will slide and will try and keep the ball in play because it was played behind him and he couldn't do so, and it's a Plymouth Argyle throw.
Well, you could see the frustration with Wayne Rooney there. Now when JB's took 2 touches, he wants it all one-touch football. It just makes it very, very difficult for Luton to get anywhere near them. JB's took the ball in, he's tried to took his man on, loses possession straight away. Plymouth have to defend.
2 wins in a row for Luton Town coming into this match after having not won in their opening 4 in the Championship. Argyle have it deep in their own half. El Hajj always put it behind for a corner kick. He was trying to twist and turn and get himself out of a tight scenario, but all he did was knock it over his own goal line.
See, that's sometimes I think when you have to just put your foot through it and just try and hit your most advanced player. But like you say, if it's getting drilled into you day in, day out, play, is there an opening?
This might be a more conventional deep delivery from Alfie Doughty. It's a very, very crowded 6-yard area. The tall figure of Mark McGuinness at the far post. There's a couple waiting on the edge of the penalty area as well in all white, and they're unmarked at the moment. Doughty curls it in. It was going in under the crossbar, punched away by Grimshaw. He got 2 fists to it to get a lot of distance away from his own goal.
Yeah, he's done well there, Dan Grimshaw. Came through a lot of bodies, but 2 strong hands there on it.
Luton work it forward once more, but again Argyle are there to try and clear it away. Burke picks it up. Burke puts in the right foot across. Adebayo with the header, and he heads it over. And had he headed that down, we might well have been looking at 1-1.
That should be 1-1. He's watching that all the way. He's got the better of his defensive players there. He's seen it all the way. I don't understand how he's not hit the target. He's read the flight of the ball very well. He's got up there. He's just trying to steer it back where it came from as well, but just doesn't have the accuracy on the header. He'll be disappointed with himself because that should be in the back of the net.
No Conor Morris tonight for Luton Town. If you have just joined us, he's out because of a slight injury. Got both goals last weekend against Sheffield Wednesday in the 2-1 win. Luton will knock it back to Thomas Kaminski, left-footed. Rather languidly lofts it high into the air. Underneath it was Randall, picked up by Whittaker, and Whittaker will just lose it out in the centre of the pitch. Forward though by Galloway for Argyle. Lovely little touch from Obafemi. Couldn't quite profit from it, Argyle, as Whittaker couldn't find a way through. And so here come Luton down the right hand side, looking for the run of Zach Nelson. Nelson twisting, turning, comes off him last of all. He's up against Brendan Galloway, and it'll be a Plymouth Argyle goal kick.
Yeah, we need a little bit more urgency there from Brendan Galloway. I've got to say, I think it's Nelson's putting him under real pressure. I don't understand why he's not went back to the likes of Grimshaw there, but don't allow Zach Nelson into the game or letting Luton Town into the game by taking your foot off the pedal.
Whittaker out to this near side. Obafemi. Played back to Galloway. Half a dozen appearances for Luton Town in his spell there. Adam Forshaw and Ibrahim Sissoko are about to come on for Plymouth Argyle. Sissoko, the really exciting Dutch under-21 international who has made quite an impact at home park since his arrival on loan from Toulouse. El Hajj in the centre circle, knocks it forward for Whittaker. Whittaker out to this near side. So does that mean that Obafemi might be the player to come off on this left-hand side, or might he go into the middle and Ryan Hardy be withdrawn? I think it's probably one of those two.
Yeah, I think you've probably called the latter. For me, I think Obafemi's been really good. In saying that, I think the what that Ryan Hardy does goes very much under the radar, and he's a fantastic outlet, and he keeps that pitch stretched as well, which is massive for the way that Wayne Rooney wants his Plymouth Argyle side to play.
Luton have it inside the centre circle with Nelson out to the right-hand side. Galloway gets there though, ahead of Ruel Walters. And Argyle will just slow things down with Adam Randall, Plymouth born and bred. Back now to Gibson. Gibson all the way back to Grimshaw, who had to move a little bit to his left to prevent that one going behind for a corner kick.
Did you see the turn from Wayne Rooney as soon as Gibson done that? It's just, he has to be switched on. He's got those, he's been excellent, hasn't he? Some of the blocks and all that, but just sometimes a little lapse of concentration can just bring the opposition team into the game.
And one lapse of concentration could lead to an equaliser. Anderson now for Luton, left-hand side, just inside the Argyle half. Knocked forward long by Burke. Burke out to the left-hand side, cleared away by Joe Edwards, into touch, and now surely the double change will be made by Argyle. Might be Randall in midfield who's going to come off. He's on a yellow card. We'll see in just a moment or so's time. Oh, it's Rami Al-Hajj. Scorer of the goal, who is coming off. And also, well, Michael Obafemi is the other player coming off. Double change then for Argyle.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I think El-Hajj hasn't really had an influence in the second half, the same as what he did in the first. And then you look at Obafemi, I'm surprised at that. I still think he looked sharp, he looked direct, he was keeping possession of the ball, but we all know what Sissoko can bring, and that must be fearful, isn't it, when you're looking at Luton down that right hand side, you know, Walters, Burke, you know, thinking, oh, here we go, because it's like for like, isn't it, with the quality that Sissoko brings.
And it's a change for Luton, and the substitute is going to be substituted. So Mads Anderson, who came on in the first half, can't continue because of that injury, and on in his place comes Victor Moses, the former Chelsea player, former Nigerian international, joined in September as a free agent after 4 years in Russia with Spartak Moscow.
Yeah, very good player, you know, he'll communicate as well, but can he influence this game? It's going to be an interesting one, because it's that's what you need. You need a player that's going to go on the ball and take players on, and that creates space for others.
13 and a half minutes gone in the second half on Talksport 2. Argyle 1, Luton 0. Nelson knocks it out to the left, to the right hand side. Moses is there, strongly challenged by Galloway, comes off Galloway. It's a Luton corner, and the pressure is beginning to build on the home side's goal.
Well, welcome to the game there for Victor Moses, isn't it? Brendan Galloway, what a strong challenge that was. Fair, but very strong. Fantastic from the left back.
Made his Luton debut last weekend as a substitute against Sheffield Wednesday, did Victor Moses. So it's another corner, and again it's Alfie Doughty to take. It's on the Luton right, so that means it'll be an in-swinging corner from the number 45 for the Hatters. He hits it deep towards the edge of the 6-yard area. McGuinness is up, but McGuinness's header sails harmlessly over the crossbar.
He's such a threat from those corners kick, McGuinness, but he's read the flight of the ball well, but he was up there trying to hang in the air, and he's coming down when he makes contact. He just has to time it better.
So Sissoko taking up his customary position on the left-hand side. Adam Forshaw playing on the left side of midfield now for Argyle. And with the introduction of Victor Moses, Luton have had to just reshape a little bit at the back, with Mengi and then Anderson both going off from the left-back position. Adebayo on the chase. He's trying to get hold of a loose ball inside the Argyle half. Can't do so. Galloway knocks it forward. Header forward now by Burke. Moses keeps possession, does he? It's a Plymouth throw, because it certainly came off Victor Moses. And Argyle will take it just down in below us, in front of Wayne Rooney. Galloway to Gibson, all the way back to Grimshaw. Away by the goalkeeper, but just in the nick of time, Whittaker is robbed. Played forward now to Nelson, can't find a way through. Forward now to Sissoko for Argyle, who was clearly having his shirt pulled. Burke felt he was whacked in the face. Referee says free kick, Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, it's good defending from Burke. You know, he's right up the backside of Sissoko there, and he's got to be strong, isn't he, Sissoko? He's kept him off. Little pull of the shot. The referee's positioned well. It is a foul, but I just want a little bit more from Sissoko. Come on, get control of the ball. He's trying to go back all the time. Get faced up at your man and take him on. Try and get Plymouth up the pitch.
Long ball lofted over the right back Moses to find Sissoko. Sissoko up with the edge of the penalty area, just loses possession though, stabbed away by Moses. And with Moses coming on, Ruel Walters has moved across from the right side over to the left of the three-man defence, and quite frequently Alfie Doughty is now dropping in as left back as well for Luton Town, who still trail here by 1-0. Argyle 1, Luton 0. El Hadj with the goal early on his full debut for Plymouth Argyle. Nelson now midway inside the Plymouth half, knocks it back to Moses. Moses under pressure here from Sissoko. The two number 7s battling for possession. Sissoko sticks out a boot and prevents that ball going forward.
See, I think the Plymouth Argyle now need to mix up a little bit. Still trying to overplay. Lewis Gibson's been caught on a few occasions, and you can see they're trying to do the right thing. You know, Forshaw, Randall coming to the ball, but like you say, they've not really got that fluency in their play. It has to be mixed up, play in the right areas. Again,
poor throw from Luton, and Plymouth looked promising until Adam Forshaw tried a back heel which didn't really work. It was a blind back heel as well. Good defending from Lewis Gibson to take it away from Adebayo. Cleared long from Grimshaw. Picked up now by Burke for Luton Town in the right back position, just inside the Argyle half. Works it now to Kraus. Kraus all the way back to McGuinness, who steps away from Hardy and works it out to Walters now in the left back position. Kaminski is available for a back pass just outside his own penalty area, and it is knocked back to Thomas Kaminski, the Belgian international, who hits this one straight out of play on the near side. Nowhere near.
I have to say, Luton are getting a little bit more joy, seeing a little bit, getting more of a foothold in the game, and this will be a concern. I'm looking at Wayne Rooney now, having a little look at the watch. I just think he's made changes. Those players need to come on. Oh, it's a high foot.
There's a high foot, but the referee's played an advantage. Joe Edwards knocks it forward now to Ibrahima Sissoko. Sissoko, left side of the penalty area, goes into the penalty area, goes down under the challenge. There was no way that was a penalty. Edwards tries to win it back, but does so illegally, and it'll be a Luton Town free kick just outside their own penalty area.
Look, I'm a big fan, John, of Sissoko, but he's come on, he just looks like he's just not in the mood for it at all. You know, he's just a little bit laboured. You know, usually he's high tempo, high energy. At the minute, you know, if anything, he's took that kind of momentum out of the Argyle play. Look, just his body language. You know, I want to see him lively. He's just come on. Say to the manager, I should not be sat on the bench.
Long ball forward from Luton down the right hand side. Galloway is there first ahead of Moses and knocks it sensibly out of play. This near side, Luton throw about 16 yards from the goal line. Moses gets his own throw in back. The little scoop ball forward, but easily cleared away. Sissoko knocks it off Burke. Plymouth Argyle throw. A little bit more activity down on the Luton bench. Just wonder whether there might be further changes for the visitors. 64.5 minutes played on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Plymouth Argyle 1, Luton Town 0. Argyle knock it forward. McGuinness though beats Hardy to the ball. Sissoko with the interception. Gets it back now from Forshaw. Sissoko in behind Whittaker, and JB can't get there either. Away just in the nick of time by Scooch, and it was a good job he was as well, because Adebayo might have been in behind the Argyle defence there had he not made that interception. Forward by Forshaw, left-hand side, just down below us, just inside the Luton half. It's gone a bit quiet at Home Park.
Yeah, it has. You know, I think it's important that Plymouth, you know, I think, like you say, go a little bit more direct with quality, ask those questions down the sides. Can Ryan Hardy see a little bit more of the ball? You know, I know he does win his aerial duels, but that quality into body and feet is a must. Trying to overplay, look at the distance between the defensive line and that midfield line now. That's massive.
One back by Argyle. Forshaw fouled inside the centre circle by Walters. So it'll be a free kick to Plymouth Argyle just inside the Luton half, inside the centre circle. It's knocked out wide to the right to Joe Edwards, and as if in response to it, it's very quiet in here. Suddenly it's noisy again, and that's exactly what Argyle need. Their fans to get right behind them, because you could sense the tension amongst the home faithful. Sissoko has to go backwards to Gibson, and Gibson has to do likewise all the way back to Grimshaw inside his own penalty area. Knocks it across to his right. Scooch forward now towards JB. JB challenged by Walters, and can't get it clear, and Luton might be able to pick up here. Adebayo, left-hand side now, faced by Joe Edwards. In the middle is Nelson. Adebayo goes for goal himself, and it got a touch, possibly off the goalkeeper, Grimshaw, into the side netting and behind for yet another Luton Town corner.
Yeah, Adebayo's in the mood for it. I think Edwards just keeps backing off. Can he get a little bit closer? It does take a hand from the goalkeeper, but I think he's got to know where his near post is and let that one go.
Yeah, it certainly was going wide.
Yeah.
Argyle with virtually everybody back. Plenty forward in white for Luton. Hit high towards McGuinness. Heads it down into a crowd of players. There's a real scramble to get on the end of it. McGuinness can't do so. Sissoko clears it away upfield. It just crosses the halfway line. Ryan Hardy is on the chase, looking to put pressure on Kaminsky. Kaminsky out to his right to Walters. Ruel Walters will hit it long, right-footed, towards McGuinness, who's stayed forward. Taken down by Nelson, but he can't take it away from Gibson. He lays it out to the right-hand side to Whittaker. Whittaker, long, diagonal ball to find Sissoko, who takes it down right-footed. A little cushion pass back to Forshaw. Forshaw, left-hand side. Back out to Sissoko. Sissoko hits the right-footed cross in, cleared away. Only as far as Randall. Randall all the way back to Gibson. Cross to Scooch, and Scooch returns it to Grimshaw. This is a little bit better from Plymouth because it was in danger from their point of view of becoming basically a defensive game for them.
No, you're spot on, and I think they're using it well and saying that. Grimshaw's just giving it away. No error at all.
Adam Forshaw putting it into touch on that far side. Luton take the throw, and they come forward on that left-hand side. Brown can't find a way through. Plymouth Argyle able to clear. Here comes Darko JB accelerating forward into the centre circle, over the halfway line. He's got Sissoko to his left, Hardy to his right, Whittaker to his right as well. He's chosen Sissoko. Sissoko onto his left boot. Oh, he scored! Ibrahim Sissoko, on as a substitute, gets his second goal for Plymouth Argyle, and he doubles the lead against Luton Town here at Home Park. Plymouth Argyle 2, Luton Town 0.
It's an excellent goal, isn't it? I've got to say, JB, that energy, he's done it all game, driving at the heart of the Luton defence. As soon as he commits the defender, the way to pass to Sissoko was excellent. Little step over, manipulates the ball onto his left, and just finds that right-hand corner. I don't think the keeper can do anything about it. It's an excellent finish, but he had options, didn't he? We thought he made the wrong option. Could he have found Whittaker to the right-hand side? It was the right option. I've got to say, Sissoko done ever so well. Little step over, sent his defender the wrong way. Make sure you hit the target, make sure you go across goal. It's a fantastic finish, isn't it?
And I thought he'd chosen the wrong pass, because Whittaker was in space on the far side.
So let you come on. Now let's see, can we see that energy, that intensity? Because he's come on, he's looking a little bit, the body language hasn't been right. Is he feeling sorry for himself that he's been on the bench? He's got his goal, manager's delighted. Listen to this place.
And that's exactly what you said, Chris, wasn't it? Show the manager why you should be in the starting 11 and not on the bench.
Score goals, there you go.
Also a problem for JB. In the middle for Argyle as Luton kick off. Adebayo into the penalty area. Darko JB is down inside the half. Now, he went down off the ball, but he had come across to the touchline before that. Long ball into the middle from Luton. Moses pulls the goal back. Low left-footed shot past Dan Grimshaw. And Luton, just moments after going 2-0 down, have half the deficit. Victor Moses with a low shot to make it 2-1.
It's so unfortunate, isn't it? JB's down, he can't do nothing about it. Plymouth are trying to signal to the referee it's not a head injury, play's going on. You know, that's where they're trying to get the ball out of play. Victor Moses, what a finish this is. Takes it on the half volley. I'm looking at it, is there any moment in time where Plymouth can get the ball and put it out? They can't. The ball comes in, he keeps it alive. Victor Moses on the chest. Takes it on the chest, takes it onto his left, and then takes it on the half volley and just finds that near post. I've got to say, Dan Grimshaw, there's nothing he can do about that. It struck ever so well.
Change has been made by Argyle. JB is off. Jordan Horton is on in midfield. Well, what a game we have for you this Friday night on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Exclusive national radio commentary between these two teams, who came into the match with Plymouth in 20th, Luton in 15th, 2 points above Argyle. But they found a way back almost immediately. Green and white Barmy Army is the chant from the home supporters. There are probably about 1,200 Luton fans who are here tonight to cheer on their team. And they certainly made some noise when Moses pulled a goal back. Here's Adebayo now in the all-white of Luton. Knocks it through. Brown might have been offside, but didn't matter because Plymouth got bodies in the way. Edwards on the far side, trying to find a way through past two defenders. Can't do so. It's out of play for a Luton throw. We are in for a fascinating finale, Chris.
No, like you say, you can see Luton now straight away, and that goal's given them a little bit of confidence. I've got to say, Adebayo has to play that ball a little bit earlier there. He's got so much room for error, the full half to play into. Not enough on the pass itself.
Brown making the run down the left-hand side for Luton. Here he is, Jacob Brown, coming infield. There's space on this near side for Moses. He sweeps it across to Victor Moses into the penalty area, and across comes Galloway to make the block. It's another corner though for Luton.
Yeah, very timely challenge. Jacob Brown linking up very well with Victor Moses there. But like you say, as a full-back, you have to go out there, make yourself big and stop that cross from coming in. Galloway done exactly that.
Thought for a moment we were going to see Victor Moses take the corner, but no. Alfie Doughty comes across to take. I think we know where it's going.
Well, look at this now. You know, you've got 4 Luton players just around the penalty spot as well. They've all been right on top of Grimshaw usually.
So a different methodology from Luton this time around. The corner is towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Plymouth able to clear it away. Back comes Moses, and there's an Argyle player down, and this is a head injury. I think that's Gibson who's down there. And so play is halted. Plymouth Argyle 2, Luton Town 1. Rami Al-Hajj in the first half for Argyle. Ibrahim Sissoko making it 2-0, but within, well, a minute or so, Victor Moses pulling a goal back for Luton. 2 substitutes on the score sheet, and we are going to get substitutions for Luton. Joe Taylor, striker, Welsh under-21 international, is ready to come on, and so is Cauley Woodrow, former England under-21 international, who will come on for his 3rd substitute appearance of the season. Adebayo looks like he is one of those who is making way.
Well, I'm not sure. He's just having a little drink and getting some information. Adebayo, is he? It's an interesting one because this is a gamble now. Rob Edwards, he's putting on offensive players. You know, kind of formation kind of goes out the window a little bit. And this is a real opportunity that can Plymouth then capitalise on that and take advantage of those areas, and maybe the players not taking responsibility defensively, because it's all out trying to do whatever it takes to try and get back in this game.
Both players have come across to this near side, to the technical area, to take on a little bit of liquid. In the meantime, Lewis Gibson has just got back up to his feet. He's being led off the pitch. So Elijah Adebayo is off. Cauley Woodrow is on. And Joe Taylor is on as well. And he is coming on for Zach Nelson. So 2 attack-minded players then. Coming on for Luton, who need another goal.
Yeah, well, they've thrown the dice, haven't they? You know, I think it's down to the players that have an understanding now and just, play football, be a threat. But without the ball, you have to have some sort of formation.
Joe Taylor on for his 5th championship appearance of the season, all as a substitute. He was on loan last season at Colchester in League 2 and Lincoln in League 1. He got 10 goals for Lincoln in his loan spell there. Cauley Woodrow just coming on, as I mentioned, for his 3rd substitute appearance of the season. Long from Grimshaw, right-footed towards Hardy. Luton able to clear it away. Sissoko picks up on the left-hand side, faced by Burke. Sissoko with a little back heel towards Forshaw. Forshaw can't find a way through against Clark. Looked like it came off the Luton man, but it is a Luton Town throw.
Well, I'm looking at that. I don't understand. I think Forshaw and Sissoko linking up really well. Don't understand how it was a Luton throw in the end.
14 minutes plus additional time remaining. We'll have quite a bit of additional time at the end of the 90, you would think. Luton knock it long down the left-hand side to Brown. Jacob Brown trying to turn in field. Blocked though by Edwards. Chance now for Clark. Quickly closed down though by Forshaw. Forward to Hardy. Ryan Hardy holds the ball up. Comes away from two defenders. Can't get past the third though. But there is Adam Randall for Plymouth. First to the ball. Ahead of the Luton midfielder. Infield. No foul. Whittaker felt he was bundled over. And Luton will knock it out to the right. Moses. Forward now to Taylor. Taylor, lovely little touch to cut in field. Taylor's left-footed shot, always going wide, low, along the ground, and probably about 8 or 9 feet wide of the right-hand post.
Yeah, it's great quality from Joe Taylor, though. That willing run down the right channel, then a little bit of trickery to come inside, trying to open up the goal, and that's what's let him down. Just the accuracy of the final decision, that final shot. He's got to work the goalkeeper there. He's got to hit the target at least, but he's done ever so well to get into that position.
Mohamed Tijani is about to come on for Plymouth. Striker on a season's loan from Slavia Prague. Available again after injury. One start and one substitute appearance for Argyle so far. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Hardy coming off. Now, the flag has stayed down. Taylor on the far side. Joe Taylor for Luton, trying to cut in field. Can't get anywhere, and Argyle look as one towards the assistant on this near side and say, surely that was offside.
Yeah, it looked offside to me, I have to say, John. But like you say, you have to go and defend for your lives, and I've got to say, Joe Taylor's come on and made a real positive impact, especially when he gets into that attacking third. He's stretching the pitch, he's getting into those wide areas as well.
Corner there for Luton. Doughty hits it high into the air, headed down into the area. Quilly Woodrow from just inside the penalty area got right underneath it, and it's high and over.
Yeah, he was always falling backwards there. Quilly Woodrow, you think, can he come onto it, just kind of hit over the ball? He's got that technique. We've seen him score some fantastic goals, but that's a concern for me. You know, I think Taylor keeps the ball alive. Yeah, he's got time and space. He has to do better in that position.
So on comes Mohamed Tijani. So changes up front for both teams. Ryan Hardy goes off. Pretty much a standing ovation from the Argyle supporters for the Scottish striker.
Yeah, he's been excellent, hasn't he? You know, I think you see he does a lot of work, holds a play up, brings other players in, stretches the pitch, tries to get into those wide areas, and if anything, he's got, I think, a right, in my opinion, to go and say, well, wait a minute, I need a little bit more service.
13 goals for Hardy last season, just the 2 so far this campaign. Talksport 2, Plymouth Argyle 2, Luton Town 1 at Home Park. In our live and exclusive national radio commentary from the Championship. Played back by Randall, cleared away by Edwards. Tijani looking to get away from Walters. Down that right-hand side, Tijani just cuts in field. He's still got possession, works it across the front of the penalty area. Forshaw knocks it back. Horton infield to Whittaker. Whittaker now to Galloway. Galloway out to this left-hand side. Sissoko faced by Moses. Sissoko feints, plays it in. It was starting as a cross and ended up more as a weak shot straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think when he faded to put the cross in first time, I think that's when I had to go in. Tijani, Whittaker were in the right position. As soon as he hesitated, that opportunity was gone.
Moses down the right-hand side now for Luton, faced by Galloway. Gets away from Galloway and from Sissoko, and that will go behind for a corner kick. It comes off Gibson, scooches clearance, hit the heels of his fellow central defender, and behind for another corner.
Yeah, a little bit panicky there. I think Scoochie doesn't have to be so frantic with it, just make sure the connection's good, but it's up the pitch.
Doughty places it on the corner quadrant. It'll be an in-swinger this time. Where's McGuinness? Makes a run forward. It is deep towards the far post. Argyle able to clear it away, and again, not too far though. It's hooked back over the top. Chance now for Jordan Clark. Clark, right-hand side, plays it across. Gibson is there to make the block. It's behind for another corner. It could have been so much worse for Plymouth Argyle.
It's excellent defender from Lewis Gibson. You know what I mean? Clark's a great first touch as well, but Lewis Gibson is there. He stops it. He nullifies the cross from coming in, and that's exactly what you needed, because there was players on the back end of that would have got that. I had an opportunity there, so fantastic defending again.
Knocked in deep towards the far post. Whacked away to safety by Whittaker. Right-footed. Drills it along the ground into the Luton half, where it's picked up by Kaminski, almost on the halfway line. Right-footed, knocks it long towards McGuinness, who can't get there this time. Plymouth again able to clear it away. Here come Luton once more, though. Clark with a little ball forward. Can't find a turn, though, on the edge of the penalty area. And Argyle will clear it once more, this time into touch on the near side. 8 minutes, plus additional time remaining here on Talksport 2. It's going to be a tense old evening, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, I think the way that the Plymouth are set up at the minute, they'll just looking to defend the lead.
Picked up by Krause. Krause into the middle. Cleared away, though, by Edwards. 16,616 is the attendance. Plymouth lose out. That's got to be a yellow card for Ruel Walters. Walters lost the ball, and he then brought down Sissoko, and he can have no complaints about the caution.
No, not at all. You know, this is gives Plymouth the respite that they need, and can they get themselves up the pitch? You know, he's went to flow there, Walters, and I just don't understand why he went to flow. Just stay on your feet, get possession of the ball. He's slid, he's overslid, the momentum's taken him away, and then he's pulled Sissoko down with the left arm. Just no room for it.
Jordan Horton inside the centre circle, out to the left-hand side to Galloway. Gibson, all the way back to Grimshaw. Hits it long, right-footed, deep into the Luton half. The header from Burke wasn't quite where he intended. I think he wanted it to go back to his goalkeeper, but he only succeeded in putting out of play on this near side. Throw into Argyle, pretty much level with the edge of the Luton penalty area, and Argyle quite naturally will just slow things down. Galloway will take, not too much in the way of options for him, so instead it's back to Gibson, across to Scooch inside the centre circle. Here's Joe Edwards on the right hand side, all the way back to Grimshaw again. Grimshaw's kick high into the night sky, won by McGuinness. He's pretty much won everything in the air tonight. Luton trying to win it. Woodrow, though, loses possession, and it's cleared by Gibson upfield. McGuinness is there again. Is he climbing all over the striker? Tijani, he was. And that's a free kick to Plymouth Argyle. It's about 25 yards out from goal, but wide on this left-hand side. And again, Chris, that will just ease the pressure a little bit on Argyle as they will take their time.
Yeah, he's unlucky there, McGuinness. You know, I think when he's up and he's actually he's read the flight of the ball, Tijani's then come in and backed into him, so it's a difficult one because he's in the air. So then he's came down. The one thing he put the arm round the neck of Tijani, but it could have, if it went the other way, I wouldn't have been surprised either.
Free kick then to Plymouth Argyle. Luton Town have brought everybody back. Everybody's almost in a line on the edge of the penalty area. Whittaker with it, looking to put it into that danger area. Luton able to clear it away, but not too far. It's picked up now by Randall. Randall hits it right-footed. He got too much underneath it and scoops it high and behind, and it's a Luton Town goal kick. Plymouth Argyle 2, Luton Town 1 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, Randall, he's got so much more quality than that there. He's got to make sure he puts it right in the money. All the bodies are there.
The ironic cheers because the ball is just come back from one of the ball boys, but not in the manner that Kaminski required.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of stick there, isn't he, from the crowd in behind.
From the Devonport end. Long from McGuinness, looking for Moses. It skips away from Victor Moses and out for a throw-in. Wayne Rooney out on the corner of his technical area. And across comes Ibrahim Sissoko to have a few words. The match sponsors have chosen Adam Randall as the manager, as the player of the match, rather. Interesting choice. Can't disagree, but I think there's also a few other candidates, but there you go. That's got to be a foul. Clear shirt pull by Burke, and Burke's kicked the ball away, and we all know what happens now when you kick the ball away. Caution for Rhys Burke. Kicked it away in frustration. And I should imagine that referee John Busby is saying something along the lines of, you leave me no option.
No, he doesn't, and you can see the frustration, the body language of Burke as well, arms getting waved around, I think he's just got to kind of be switched on. Oh, another yellow card as well.
But surely that's gone to, I think it might have gone to the captain, Jordan Clark.
I think it was, yeah.
Presumably for, he thinks he protests too much. Gibson with the free kick. Played down by Tijani. Sissoko on this near side. Kept the ball in play, although actually on this occasion it didn't look as though he did. Argyle have it with Randall. Central position. 25 yards out. Lining up a right foot shot. Randall off the bar! And away to safety. Randall again. This is to Sissoko. Tijani. That's deflected behind for a corner kick. What a goal that would have been. From distance, it crashed against the crossbar.
Well, I've just waited to see this on the monitor. What a strike it was. The movement of the ball was, I'll tell you what, they had Kaminsky beaten anyway. So unlucky there. But like you say, I think again, Tijani, can he do better with the rebounds? I'm watching it. So much movement as well. The dip at the end, off the bar.
That would have been some goal. Plymouth Argyle corner. Right-footed outswinger. Luton able to clear it away. But it'll be picked up just inside the Luton half by Gibson, who knocks it all the way back to Edwards. And Edwards all the way back now to Grimshaw. 2.5 minutes plus additional time remaining. Argyle 2, Luton 1. Are Argyle going to end Luton Town's run of 2 successive victories? And is it going to be a second league win for Wayne Rooney as Argyle's head coach? They beat the then leaders Sunderland in their last home match here, 3-2. A late winner from Joe Edwards. Luton have given the ball away. It was Walters who conceded possession straight to Whittaker. Whittaker to Sissoko on this left-hand side. Sissoko, he's got 4 defenders around him. Plays it in field. Forshaw, right-footed shot taken by Kaminsky. And really, Adam Forshaw should have done better.
Yeah, I'm not too sure he needs to take it first time. I think he can take the first touch, take it into the box. He's already got in behind the holding midfielders of Luton there, so the opportunity's going to be there. When he took it first time, he just couldn't get the accuracy. Straight at Kaminsky as well. Has to be better, I think. Better from Sissoko there. Way to pass was outstanding.
Burke, long diagonal ball forward, looking for Jacob Brown to chase. Brown into the penalty area, left-hand side. Brown goes down under the challenge, but he stumbled. And he clearly stumbled, and credit to Jacob Brown, he doesn't even inquire of the referee because he knew that there was nothing untoward in the challenge from Joe Edwards.
Well, talk to him about Joe Edwards there, because he was second best all the way there, but he just kept the pressure on and just put that Jacob Brown under a little bit more, and he's went to ground far too easily in my opinion there, but you're spot on. He got up, never asked for anything, but fantastic defending from Edwards.
Into the last minute of the 90, Plymouth Argyle fans hoping to cheer their team and encourage their team over the finishing line. Full time rapidly approaching. How much additional time will there be played though? I reckon it might be as high as 5 minutes. We shall see though. Plymouth will be hoping for as low a number as possible. Luton will be hoping for as high a number as possible.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's been a couple of goals, a couple of injuries, hasn't there?
Few substitutions as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Argyle is the shout from the home supporters. Luton lose it. Picked up by Forshaw. Midway inside the Luton half. Central position. Argyle work it out to the left to Sissoko. Sissoko up to the edge of the penalty area. Trying to repeat his goal-scoring exploits from earlier, but there are 3 defenders in front of him. 7 minutes of additional time is to be played, and we're into those 7 minutes now, so it is a big number as far as Luton are concerned. Scooch. Gibson will have to readjust, probably knock it back to Grimshaw. He's in a couple of, maybe even 3 minds there as to what to do. Turned it back to Grimshaw instead. Luton will pick up. Brown out to the far side. Doughty, left-footed. Down the left wing, headed away by Scooch. Doughty is there first, on the halfway line for Luton. Knocked out wide by Woodrow to Moses on the right-hand side, who is offside. And the cross was delivered perfectly. The defenders had seen the flag raised, didn't go for it. Joe Taylor did, put it in the net, but it wasn't ever going to count.
It was an excellent goal though, wasn't it?
It was a really good goal, yeah.
I don't think, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at that now. Yeah, I think he's just offside. It's, just trying to think who was the closest, the deepest defender there. I've got to say, I think it was Forshaw. That kept, well, he was offside, but it was a tight one.
It was a tight one, but it was right in front of the assistant referee on this near side. Rob Edwards out on the edge of his technical area, frantically signalling to his players. Wayne Rooney is there as well, striding up and down. Luton clear the long free kick away. McGuinness knocks it into touch on this near side. And one or two who are beginning to make their way towards the exits. The traffic getting away from Home Park can be quite tricky, but unless you've got a real reason to go, this is really an enthralling ending. Plymouth throw. They lead 2-1 on Talksport 2. Luton get the throw though, deep in their own half, on their right-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Well, he's taken it forward at least 10 paces, but never mind. Gibson intercepts and wins it again, and for a third time as well. Terrific play from Lewis Gibson to Sissoko, left-hand side. Sissoko gets past one defender, faced by another, tries to go through the middle. Sissoko, right-footed shot. Sissoko once more. Sissoko, 3-1. He got a lucky touch with the rebound, but he made no mistake at all with it. A low right-footed shot, and in stoppage time at the end of the match, surely a third goal for Argyle means all 3 points for Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth 3, Luton 1.
Well, he made it all themselves, Sissoko there. Excellent bit of quality. Little tic-tac through to defenders. Gets his shot away, it's blocked. Fortunately it comes back to him, but what do? That composure, little reverse one. Kaminsky doesn't have a chance whatsoever. It's an outstanding finish. Like you say, that says to the manager, I need to start. I want to start. I've shown you I can come on and make a positive influence. 2 goals to the good, and that's the point for me for Plymouth Argyle tonight. Wayne Rooney was going mad as well, crazy. The emotion he shows, that's what the fans want to see.
Ibrahima Sissoko gets his 3rd goal for Plymouth Argyle, the 21-year-old Dutch under-21 international on loan for the season from Toulouse. They got a lucky rebound, it has to be said, but I think Luton were expecting him to play the ball away to the left-hand side of the goal as they're defending it, but he switched it to the other side.
Well, that just shows you the quality. Now, any other player you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to go with power, I'm just going to try and find the net. He just has that little deft touch, little
Luton knock it forward. Woodrow in the penalty area, puts it behind. It's a goal kick. Now, you may have seen on social media when they got the win against Sunderland, there was a video of Wayne Rooney going basically nuts on the touchline. Well done to Xander, who is one of my students on the sports journalism course here at Plymouth Marjon University, where I'm visiting teacher, really. He got that video.
Well, I've just
and I hope he's got another one.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
94 minutes played, 7 minutes additional time, so we're going to have a little bit more than that 7 minutes because of the celebrations after the goal. But Luton Town need 2 goals in the little time that remains. If it remains this way, Plymouth will go on to 8 points from 7 matches, and they will move above Luton Town in the process. Whittaker, right-hand side now for Argyle. Past one, past the second, but just runs out of pitch, really. Luton take the throw quickly. Clark. Bundled over by Forshaw. Luton free kick taken quickly, looking for Moses on this near side. Victor Moses' goal really did give Luton hope that they could find a way back into this match, because it came just a minute or so after Sissoko had put Argyle 2-0 up. But it's looking like it's going to be a long journey home for Luton Town tonight. Mark McGuinness saying to Ian Abrahams in our pre-match interview they'd get back on Saturday night, which I think was a slip of the tongue, but it'll feel like it.
Yeah, well,
a long journey from here back to Luton after losing. Of course, it's a long way from here to anywhere in the Championship. Bristol City, the nearest club, but it does mean you've got a great catchment area here, and this club very much capable of supporting itself in the Championship if they can survive. And survive is basically the aim for this year. And then build. 96 minutes played. So 60 seconds remains. Possibly a little bit more. Luton Town in all white, trying to find a way through. They need 2 goals in the little time that remains. Plymouth Argyle 3, Luton Town 1 on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Forward goes Whittaker. Can't make any further progress because Rhys Burke slides in to knock it into touch, but we are seconds away from full time. Wayne Rooney pacing up and down. He goes to collect a loose ball because nobody else was going to collect it. And he slowly throws it to Brendan Galloway. Galloway with the throw into the Luton half. Not the best of throws, it has to be said. Comes off Galloway's shoulder. Forward by Moses. Cleared away by Lewis Gibson, who has been outstanding tonight at the back for Plymouth Argyle. Rooney is the chant from the Argyle faithful. Over on that far side, it's knocked forward now to Jacob Brown. Brown gets a lucky ricochet and he will continue forward into the penalty area, left hand side now. 97 minutes have been played, so we're into time added on to the time added on, and there will be no more of that. Ibrahima Sissoko with 2 goals coming on as a substitute has given Wayne Rooney his 2nd Championship win as Plymouth Argyle head coach. They were ahead at half-time. El Hadj with the goal early in the first half. Sissoko made it 2-0. Victor Moses moments later with a goal back for Luton Town. It was a very, very tense ending for both sets of supporters, but it was Sissoko who scored what proved to be the deciding goal in additional time at the end of the match. Chris Iwelulomu.
Yeah, it was excellent. You know, I think Wayne Rooney will be absolutely delighted. Real good quality from start to finish. Luton mixed up a little bit second half, got a little bit more of a foothold in the game, but I've got to say I think Sissoko come on and he's made a difference. You know, he's shown the manager I want to play, I want to score goals for you, and he's done exactly that tonight. I thought it was excellent, but a collective all-round Plymouth Argyle have been outstanding.
So Plymouth move above Luton Town in the Championship table. It is finished here at Home Park. Plymouth Argyle 3, Luton Town 1.
Thank you, John. Yes, Plymouth up to 13th, 8 points from their 7 games. Luton 16th, 7 points from 7 games for them. But ultimately, I think, Chris, we have to give credit to Wayne Rooney for the performance tonight, for the tactical switches he made and the effect that it's had on the way that Plymouth performed. It was really a well-deserved victory.
Yeah, it was. You know, from the start, got the goal. Really managed the game after that, used the ball very, very well. You know, Luton came out second half and they were a little bit aggressive on the front foot, trying to kind of put that pressure on, but Plymouth kind of showed that bravery with the ball, and you know what, had to manage the game, you know, had to defend well, I've got to say, second half as well. Sissoko come on, I've got to say, I criticised him, I said, you know, body language, didn't really kind of, was feeling sorry for himself. As soon as he got the goal, he was a different player, and he's got to make sure that he's switched on in the right way. Players going round having all the fans are still here, Hugh. All the fans are still here, applauding the players, and they're walking around and showing how grateful they are for that. So, like you say, I think Wayne Rooney will be delighted. As a manager, it is very, very different. As a player, you can go on, you can affect it, you're on the pitch, you can organise, but as a manager, you give the players a kind of blueprint that they can fall back on. But his team were, as a collective, with and without the ball, were outstanding tonight, and a real identity, Plymouth Argyle.
Ibrahim Sissoko smiling ear to ear, pitch side as well. Incredible impact that you mentioned there from the Dutch under-21 player, of course on loan from Toulouse. I know you spoke about his body language when he came up onto the pitch, but Wayne Rooney did earmark him before the game in terms of the quality that he has. He says the decision making, one of the key areas he wants him to improve on. I think we see a player who truly believes in his own ability. Maybe that's why he's not picking the right option sometimes, but ultimately if you can do that with a football, sometimes you just have to back the talent to go and get it done. You know, does Wayne Rooney actually need to hold Sissoko back, leave him on the bench like he did for the start of this game? You know, does he need to do that? Is this not a player that he should let run wild?
Yeah, well, it's one of them. You know, it's depending where they are and what they're going to get out of the game. I know what he brings. I've got to say, I think Obafemi was outstanding all game, consistent, direct, used the ball well, never really gave it away if he gave it away at all. But like you say, so Zoko's come on, and it's the hardest thing to do in football is put the ball in the back of the net, and he's got 2 goals tonight, and he has actually won the game for Plymouth Argyle, so it just shows you the importance of it. But I think you're probably right. I think Wayne Rooney knows the talent, he sees the talent, he coaches the talent every day, but he's got to manage that. He's got to, he's got to get the message across some way, and maybe by putting him on the bench, Sissoko will say, right, okay, I understand, I'm taking information in, how can I implement that? He's come on and got the goals tonight, and that's one way to kind of not shut the manager up, but show the manager exactly what he's about.
There'll be a few conversations about who starts in that next game, I'm sure, on the training ground this week, and maybe in the manager's office too. A very positive night for, to be honest, all of the forwards there, the forward area players at Plymouth Argyle putting decent performances this evening. Sissoko, though, is the match winner. When we look at Luton Town, he got a goal in the second half through Victor Moses, showed his quality with a lovely goal for Luton, but the team didn't show enough quality tonight. In truth, it's a 4th defeat in 7 league games, and Chris, you have to start asking the question and pondering how much pressure should be on the shoulders of the manager Rob Edwards at this point.
No, well, you say that, and there's pressure under all managers to go out and get the result, but we'll never really know the conversations that's been had with Rob Edwards and the powers that be at Luton Town about the recruitment, the money going in. He was crying out for a little bit of help as the season started with the injuries that they had. They chose not to invest where we all feel that it was a possibility and it should have been done. But here, they've got 2 wins off the back of it. It's going to be a massive blow, this defeat, because they're trying to gather some momentum so they can start climbing the table. They have to get back on the bike. They have to go again. The games come thick and fast. This is the Championship. It is relentless.
But we're looking at a Championship where we've got managers, and I'm not saying he's not a manager of real quality, because he, remember, got this team out of the Championship previously. But we've got managers who are trying things tactically, trying to mix it up, trying to find something new. And at this point in time, he needs to move to a new plan A.
I do get what you're saying, Hugh, but when it worked so well, he's come in, he's taken this club to another level. They got promoted, the hangover season, that does take a little bit of the wind out the sails. They have lost some big players. They've recruited. Is the quality and depth, is the squad as strong as what it was? I think there's question marks over that. But it did work. He has to have a plan B. Yeah, I get that, but they have to be clinical. They had big opportunities tonight. They've got players like Adebayo that he should have pulled the trigger. On another night, he's got 2 goals and Luton are walking away with the points tonight. But that's the small margins in this football, in the Championship level as well. So I understand what you're saying. Can he mix it up? The players, he's been drilling this message into the players, that high energy, high intensity, energy down both flanks, great quality coming into the box. Carlton Morris is a massive, massive miss. At the end of the day, there's no chance he's fall to Carlton Morris tonight. They're in the back of the net with the form that he's on as well. So again, it's a very different game. But I understand the pressure's on Rob Edwards to go out and get results. They've experienced defeat tonight. They have to go again. Of course he's under pressure.
We shall see if he can find a remedy. At Luton hosting Oxford on Tuesday night. Maybe that's a fixture they will welcome at Kenilworth Road to try and get some momentum and positivity back into their situation before a big trip away to Sheffield United. Plymouth, on the other hand, will go to Burnley with some confidence. They'll then host Blackburn Rovers, looking for another 3 points at home. Chris Olumo, John Roder, thank you very much for another great commentary from the EFL on Talksport 2 on your Friday night. Elsewhere in the EFL, by the way, finished Tranmere 0, Salford 0 at Prenton Park earlier. Nigel Adkins at least stops the run of the 2 straight defeats. The point lifts Tranmere 1 place into 15th. Salford climb up to 13th. In the WSL, Crystal Palace's first home game in the league ended with a huge 7-0 defeat by Chelsea. And in Rugby League Super League, the playoff eliminator tonight finished Salford 6, Lee Leopards 14. Sports Bar Weekend underway over on Talksport. Adam Catterall, Darren Ambrose with you for that one. You can get your calls in to reflect tonight's game. Look ahead to the weekend's action as well. The number is always 03717 223344. You can also send a voice note via WhatsApp to the same number if you would like to get in touch. Coming up here next, we've got live PGA Tour golf from the President's Cup. But there's no place like home for Plymouth Argyle. Wayne Rooney's Green Army marching up the table after 2 wins in their past 3 games. For Luton Town, momentum has been halted and it looks like it could be a long, long season. Sissoko, the hero for the Pilgrims, it's finished Plymouth Argyle 3, Luton Town 1.